You're listening to the C-Bus Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week.
It's a chilly 53-degree evening here tonight at Panther Stadium in Hilliard, Ohio. Tonight it's an OCC Cardinal battle here on the C-Bus Sports Radio Network as the home team, the Hilliard Darby Panthers, are hosting the Olentangy Braves. The Braves come in under first-year head coach Wade Bartholomew with a record of 3-4. Wade's overall record as a head coach, 80-49. They have losses this year: 30-7 to Westerville South, 47-17 to Olentangy Orange, to Berlin, 38-0. Berlin putting a big spanking on them, frankly. And then lost last week, 44-23 to a suddenly resurgent Thomas Worthington squad. For the Hilliard Darby Panthers under 15th year head coach John Santagata, 3-4 this year, 104 wins, 51 losses. They started out with a couple of tight ones: a 22-21 loss at Orange, 19-14 loss at Bradley, then ripped off 3 in a row over South Davidson and Lancaster. That game against Davidson, Chris and I were talking about a game probably they should not have won, but a late fumble and a return for a touchdown got them that ball game. A final of 7-3. Then they had a couple of losses: 19-14 to Marysville, 31-28 for Berlin. So both these teams, Chris, need a big win tonight. Somebody needs to get to 4-4, and someone's going to drop to 3-5 on the season.
Yeah, definitely. Two different distinct styles of play coming into tonight's ball game as well. Olentangy's going to throw it all over the place. Their starting quarterback, young man
Grunkenmeyer,
Ethan
right?
Grunkenmeyer, 230 attempts, 133 completions for 58%, 1,547 yards, Mitchell, 15 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Young man throws it all over the place. In contrast to that, his counterpart has thrown the ball 22 times this year. So a ground offense for Coach Santagata and the Darby Panthers here. Their name of the game is ball control, control the clock, milk the field as long as they can.
Quarterback for the home team, the Hilliard Darby Panthers, is Sage Keene, a 5'10", 150-pound sophomore. He's completed 41% of his passes, as Chris mentioned, 9 of 22, 280 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick, 67 rushes, 367 yards, averaging 5.5 per carry with 5 touchdowns. The big Ball State commit Ben Marsh is the fullback, 6'4", 240. Ben's averaging 4.4 yards per tote with 4 TDs, 64 carries, 283 yards. Split backs tonight: Javi Quimba, Keene, a 5'10", 150-pound sophomore. I'm hearing myself back in my that I can't crack. Don't do that to your old buddy there.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Sorry about that, folks. And Javi Quimba, 5'10", 180-pound senior split back, 67 carries, 619 yards, 6.9 yards per carry, 7 TDs. 4 receptions, 47 yards, 11.8 yards per carry. Daniel Woodruff is the other split back. I call him a wing back. Flip a coin there, what you like to call him. 30 carries, 153 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. 2 receptions, 63 yards on the year. So 2 for 63, if that's actually right, averaging 31.5 yards per reception. Some big games in the area tonight, Chris, but the one that caught my eye right off the bat would be the CCL battle between Bishop Watterson and St. Francis de Sales. Is that at de Sales or Watterson, you recall?
That is at ODU.
So it's
Watterson
ODU.
home game.
That'll be a packed house tonight. Of course, with the bridge out, you can't get there without everybody has to go the exact same way. There is no other way to get into ODU right now. So that'll be interesting. We'll have our eyes on that tonight. And at the half, we could even talk a little bit about during the pregame. Chris, we've got plenty of time tonight. But we're going to go over all the division rankings for every team according to JoeIdle.com. We'll also talk about the state polls. Probably leave that to the second half. But looking at both of these teams, Chris, currently Darby is 3-4. They are in the number 9 slot in their region, and they control their own destiny. But frankly, they would be hard-pressed to not get a playoff spot because the two lower teams, Newark at 2-5 and Reynoldsburg at 1-6.
Right.
The max they could get is, Darby probably just needs to win one more game here near the end of the season to get themselves in a position. Oh, we're going to have our national anthem a bit earlier than expected. Let's turn things over to our public address announcer and listen into the Hilliard Darby Panther Marching Band as they play our national anthem.
You're invited to join the band in singing our national anthem.
Back once again at Panther Stadium at Hilliard Darby High School. Mitchell P. and Chris Coakley, Week 8 of the high school football season. OCC Cardinal action was going over the standings in Region 3. Once again, Darby's in a 9 slot. They do control their own destiny. A win, and they're going to be in very fine shape to get themselves into the playoff picture.
They would be set right now, to play in Upper Arlington, if I believe it's
8-9 currently.
Yes, currently.
Now, the Braves have a much more difficult path, Chris, because they are in Region 2, and there's a lot more teams with a higher max out. Dublin Jerome, the Celtics, 21.35 points. Olentangy down in the 17th slot, Chris, with only 6.1929er. They max out at 25, but they need to pick up a couple wins down the stretch here to stay out of the 17th and 18th spot and hope that maybe Finley can drop a game here or there, but they could really help themselves out tonight with a win over this Panther squad. And, leading Gahanna has already clinched a playoff spot. New Albany's clinched a playoff spot, and Grove City has clinched a playoff spot as well. So a lot of teams in Region 3 have already punched their ticket, 3 of them, and all the top teams control their own destiny. The teams at the bottom, Lancaster in the 16th spot at 1-6, and Newark and Reynoldsburg, they need some help to get in this particular region. And then we'll also have our eyes. We've all been keeping track of Westerville South because we've had such a good relationship Chris has developed with the athletic department over at Westerville. We may or may not do a game a week 1 of the playoffs. We haven't made that decision yet, but Westerville South would certainly be a target to do a game in week number 2. Right now, they're the 2nd seed, Chris, in Region 7, really playing outstanding football.
Unfortunately for them, they don't have much left on their schedule to get any more points, so they're going to be relying a lot on secondary points, Mitch.
Chris, well, the Olentangy Braves are going to receive the kickoff tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give the starting offensive lineups for both squads, and I think we have time for that.
So starting off offensively for the Braves of Olentangy High School, at quarterback, number 6, Ethan Grunkenmeyer, a 6'3", 190-pound junior. At running back, P.J. Harrison, number 9, 6'1", 188, and a junior. The right slot is number 87, Gavin Grover, 6'6", 234 pounds, He is a junior. Andrew Leach is the left slot, 6', 153, and a junior. The wide receiver on the field side will be number 16, Cam Meyer, 5'10", 145, and a senior. The wide receiver on the field side, number 5, Jackson Wiley, 6', 167, and a sophomore. The right tackle, number 71, Kyle Davis, 5'11", 241, and a sophomore. Number 55 will play right guard, Nixon Smith, 6'1", 245, and a senior. Micah Krennick will play the center position, number 65, 6', 259, and a sophomore. The left guard is held down by Melvin Serrano, number 60, a 5'11", senior, comes in at 253 pounds. And left tackle, number 75, Chase Sealhurst, 6'2", 215, and a junior. Now, these are the probable starters for the Darby Panthers. We did not get an update this week from them, so this is a starting lineup that we'll be going with. At quarterback, number 15, Cade Seen, the 5'10", sophomore, weighs 150 pounds. Fullback, Ben Marsh, number 7, 6'4", 240, and a senior, a Ball State commit. One split back, Daniel Woodruff, number 14, 6'1", 170, and a junior. The other split back, number 5, Javi Quimba, as Mitchell mentioned, 5'10", 180, and a senior. Cole Carter at one wide out, wears number 13, 5'9", 155, and a senior. And Carter Moore, a senior, 5'10", 170, wears number 9. Right tackle is Casey Garnett, 6'1", 230, and a senior. The right guard is Brandon Savinsky, 5'9", 195, and a senior. Caden Seller anchors the offensive line at the center position, number 72. 6'3", 260, and a junior. Joshua Neary, the left guard, 6', 210, and a junior. And the left tackle is Brandon Keener, number 57, 6'2", 275, and a junior. And the tight end when he's in is number 6, Nick Brown, 205, 6'4", and a senior, Mitchell.
Starting defense for the Darby Panthers, who will be on the field first, ends are Jacob Williams, a senior, 6', 190. Nick Brown, 6'4", 205 pounds. Nick is a senior. Tackles are Jessen Burns, a 6'2", 220-pound junior, and Cameron Mosley, a sophomore, 5'10", 231. Linebackers, Ben Marsh, the outside linebacker, 6'4", 240, senior. Caleb Dotson, junior, 6', 180. In the middle, Brayton Cole, 6'3", 210-pound senior. Defensive backs, cornerbacks are Clay Blakely, a 5'9", 165 junior, and Parker Schwant, who picked up the aforementioned fumble that they had against Hilliard Davidson and took it back about 95-ish yards for the winning TD. On the other side, 5'11", 160 junior. Free safety is Cole Horvath, 5'10", 175. Cole's a junior. And the strong safety is Mac Link, 5'11", junior, weighing in at 165. For-year Olentangy Braves, the visitors tonight. Field defensive end is Jamison Rosler, 6'4", 206 senior. And the boundary D end is Kevin Porter, 218, 6'2 junior. Nose tackles Reese Larson, 5'10", 212-pound junior. The D tackles Gavin Grover, 6'6", 234-pound junior. Cornerbacks tonight are seniors Stephon Summers, 5'11", 171, and junior Tyler Bullock, 6'1", 153, and a junior. The middle safety is Caden Gebhardt, 6'1", 164, and a freshman. Strong safety is Cole Kirshner, 6'1", 176, and a sophomore. The weak safety is P.J. Harrison, 6'1", 188, and a junior. Only 2 linebackers on the squad, which got to see how they adapt to the Darby running game tonight, Chris. You don't need a bunch of people back to stop the pass. You need people to stop this Darby ground game. Will Benecki, 6', 186, and a junior, and Preston Flynn, a 6'1", 206, and a junior. Game time temperature tonight is going to be a bit chilly. When I signed on, it was 52 degrees. It says it's 53 at 7 p.m., which we're just shy of. The wind's out of the west-northwest, north-northwest, actually, technically 9 miles an hour, which is over my left shoulder as we look at the field. Wind gust up to 15 miles an hour, Chris, tonight, so that may play a little bit of havoc. Not that Darby's going to pass the ball much anyway. The Panthers come out with their traditional home unis. They've got on the black jerseys with the blue numerals outlined in white, the black helmets with the blue paw on the sides, and waiting for the Braves to come out, Chris. Are they going to join the party here?
Hopefully, but we lost a cam, so I'm
we
working
did lose
on
a camera?
That one right there. I can't get it to come back in.
Well, we are trying to stream live video for you tonight, and Chris is doing his best to keep the technology running. I'll do my best to keep talking. As the Braves come out of the tunnel, as it were, to my left on the north side of the stadium, all dressed in white from head to foot. They've got blue numerals outlined in yellow that stand out quite nicely, white helmets, and I believe they have some type of Brave logo on the side. Frankly, I cannot see from here. But they come out onto the field, both teams looking for their 4th win of the season. Getting set for the kickoff on the CBUS Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week. We'll have scores for you as the night goes on. Pretty typically, we'll just give them to you as we got them. Some other games of interest. Battle of an old school battle for me. Teams that used to really not like each other back in the days. I don't know what division of the OCC they're in anymore, but Davidson and Shamrocks of Dublin Kaufman do battle tonight. Olentangy Berlin and the Celtics of Dublin Jerome. Scioto and Delaware Hayes. Bradley, the Jags are at Olentangy Liberty. Talked about that big game, St. Francis de Sales at Bishop Watterson. Interesting matchup tonight. Jonathan Alder traveling up to Bell Fountain to face the mighty Chieftains of Bell Fountain. Thomas Worthington up at Marysville. That will be very, very interesting to see how Thomas Worthington does against a Marysville team. Chris has been frankly up and down this year.
It's hard to tell what you're going to get each week with the Monarchs. They come out and play very strong. They'll come out, they'll get blown out. But OCC Cardinal, interesting mix this year. Surprise team of mine. There's two surprise teams in Central Ohio this year. Who would they be for you?
Surprise teams?
Yes.
Thomas Worthington would be one.
Grove City's the other.
Yeah, Grove City already clinched a playoff spot in region number 3. And really played New Albany pretty well, but fell to them, I believe, at New Albany, if memory serves correctly.
That is correct.
Why do I say? I thought Olentangy was getting the ball. Darby's getting the ball to start things off, and I apologize for that. I thought for sure that they said that Olentangy was getting the ball, but that's okay. We're going to see the Panther offense. Thankfully, Chris already laid out those starters for you. We expect to see Mac Link and Peter Schwant back deep to receive the kick. It looks like Schwant is on the near side, and Mac Link's on the far side. Kicking off tonight for the Braves is Carter Moore. He approaches the ball, puts the foot into it. It goes down to about the 3-yard line when it's picked up by Parker Schwant. Up the far side, across the 10, across the 20, across the 30, he's down the sideline at the 40, 45, and knocked into Brave territory around the 49-yard line as he found a crease up the far sideline and returns it about 50 yards to the 49 of the Braves.
That's a great return. Did a good job. The Darby Panthers setting up the return and getting it down the sideline. I believe that was Crockett back there as well, Cole Crockett?
I thought it was supposed to be Parker Schwant, 16, but it could have been 15 just as easily, First and 10, wing tee. Sage Keene under center, which he'll be almost all night tonight. Hands off up the middle to Big Ben Marsh. He lumbers his way down from the 49 to the 44, picking up 5 on first down.
Nice job off the guard, between the guard and the tackle there for the Ball State commit. Going to be a Cardinal.
Second and 5.
Still thinking he's got to either be a linebacker or a tight end at Ball State, right?
I like linebacker better, personally. That's just me. Second and 5. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Braves. Keene barking out signals. Hands off to Marsh again. Off the right side, gains about 3 yards, brings up a 3rd and 2, probably close to being 4-down territory unless there's a big loss on this 3rd and 2. Braves, the big man up front is defensive tackle Gavin Grover, 6'6", 234, and a junior. He stands out like a sore thumb because he is that much bigger than everybody else.
Kevin Porter, also not a small young man up there. 6'2", only 218, but has a good season going as well.
2 wide split left. Marsh behind the quarterback. He'll get the carry right side. Gets close to the line to make, but I think Chrissy can be short about that second effort. Got it.
Yeah, nice job by Ben Marsh keeping the legs moving. He's going to move the chains here on the first possession for the Panthers.
You know, I hate to get upset at the beginning. If you're concerned about player safety, when a guy gets knocked back, he's going to blow the whistle. Yeah, credit to Marsh. They didn't blow the whistle, and he kept the legs turning. First and 10, 38-yard line of the Braves, just underway. Expect the Panthers to run a lot of clock.
I like this uniform combination tonight for Darby with the white pants.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Keene under center. Man in motion. Quimba. Hand off to Marsh. Thought the ball was loose, but he holds on. Only gains a couple of yards on that carry, Chris. Maybe. No, it's going to. Let's just call it a short 2 there. Can make it 2nd and 8. Kudos to some of the cheerleaders who actually don't have sweats on tonight because it's cold out there.
It is. It is. This is the coldest night of the year. And after we spent last weekend up in Granville on top of the press box, Mitch and I are glad to be inside tonight.
No question about it. 2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Keene puts a man in motion. Back to pass, looking left, throws towards the sideline and over the head of, is that Quimba out there, Chris? No, that was not. Carter Moore.
Carter Moore.
Over the head of Carter Moore. Be 3rd and 8. We'll know if they're thinking about going for it on 4th down, Chris, if they decide to run it once here to pick up a few yards.
I do apologize to our YouTube video watchers tonight. This is not Watterson at Granville. It is Olentangy Darby. For some reason, the new encoder picked up the wrong game, folks. Sorry about that. I'll edit it later tonight.
3rd and 8. Keene under center again. Man in motion from the right wing. He'll pitch it left side at the 35-yard line at the 30, picking with the first down at the 25 and forced out of bounds around the 20-yard line. I believe that was Daniel Woodruff.
He does a good job out of that wing back. Not real big, not real flashy, a lot of speed, but he runs hard and he's able to pick up his blocks well.
That'll be a gain of about 16 yards, 1st and 10 at the 20. That's poor defense there from the Olentangy Braves.
Well, they had it strung out nicely, but they left 3 or 4 creases, and Woodruff was able to find one.
Chris, I don't know if you noticed, but they've got a 3-down lineman configuration against this Darby running game.
That's what Westerville South had as well, and that was not successful for the Wildcats.
Not in the least. Hand off to actually keeping the ball is Keene. Takes it down to about the 15. Ball's out, picked up by the Braves. They're going to say he is down by contact at the 16. So a gain of 4 on the play, 4-ish.
Nice fake there by Sage Keene, and everybody thought Big Ben Marsh had the ball. Will Beneke, the middle linebacker, comes into this contest with 79 tackles on the year. He was full there, Mitchell.
Some baseball scores for you if you're into the playoffs. Chris's Guardians.
Not my Guardians, son.
2-1 win over Tampa Bay. The Phillies rally late to beat the St. Louis Cardinals 6-3. Couldn't happen to neither team. And the Mariners up 4-0 over Toronto in the bottom of the 9th. 2nd and 6 for Keene. Already milked almost 4 minutes off the clock. Same play to Woodruff, pitch to the left side. He's hit about the 12-yard line and driven back. Let's check the forward spots. Give me a couple yards short of the first down.
Nice job by P.J. Harrison. That safety on the wide side came up and made the stop.
I never understand why teams don't get aggressive and run blitz this Darby running game.
It seems like they sandbag. They're trying to fight off those blocks up front and play the level and shoot the gap that way, Mitchell, instead of just coming in and picking a slot.
3rd and 2, ball on the left hash, 7:57 left in the opening quarter. Hand off to Marsh up the middle. He's got the first down to the 6-yard line.
I think it was Tyler Bullock on the stop there for the Braves, excuse me, folks.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line. They brought chicken wings up tonight, Chris.
Good.
Chicken wings. And I had hardly anything for supper. That really sounds good. Don't want to try to eat any while I'm
go ahead
broadcasting.
and get one of those chicken wings. Get those bones in your mouth while you're chomping away there, buddy.
1st and goal from the 7, ball right in the middle of the field. 2 wide split right for Keene. Hands off to Marsh again off the right side. He drives down to the 2-yard line before he's pushed back.
Kevin Porter and a couple other Braves on the stop there as he got down, I believe, to the 2-yard line, Mitch?
Yes, that's what I've got him at. Celtic's already up early on Berlin, 7-0, Chris.
Trying to bounce back after that loss last week. This is a nice drive here by Darby to start off the game.
Nothing unexpected. 6:55 remaining in the opening quarter. My Lions with the big game tonight playing the Wilmington Hurricanes. Don't even control their own destiny at 6-1. Hand off to Marsh again, gets near the goal line, and he is going to be
stopped.
They're going to say he was down.
Yep, so he's down around the 6-inch line, it looks like.
Yep.
My Lincoln Lions, this is a catch game for them against Westerville Central.
Indeed.
They got to be careful tonight.
So, for some reason now, on 2nd, 3rd and goal from the half-inch line, they bring in some serious beef on the line, do the Braves.
I wouldn't be surprised if Keene just sneak it here.
Hands off to Marsh again. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, no problem, from about a half a yard out. Not even really that much, folks. That makes it 6-0 with the PAT pending. Carter Moore on to attempt that kick. Long snapper's Nick Brown. Cole Crockett does the PAT kicking, and he knocks that one straight down the middle. 6:05 remaining in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Darby. We'll take a quick timeout on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN. Football has played a big part in my life, but football's also a lot more than just big plays, wins, losses, and championships. Football teaches young people about dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and overcoming adversity. So let's respect the game and get out and support your local school. You'll be amazed of all the good things you see happening at Ohio schools.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the OHSAA Radio Network.
Welcome to today's game. This is Paul Keels, and you know how much I love broadcasting the Buckeyes, but I also love high school sports. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to set a good example and make this a fun and safe experience for the kids involved.
Carter Moore, man, not 45 seconds.
No, Carter Moore set to kick this ball off. Be kicking from near the left hash. Wind still blowing pretty strongly out of the northwest. That is the direction that Mr. Moore is kicking right now. Supposed to cool off into the mid-40s by the time Chris and I tap out. Moore puts the foot into it. Short kick that will be hit about the 13-yard line and fielded by one of the deep backs. Across the 25, across the 30, 35, 40-yard line, and knocked down across the 34-yard line. I believe that was not one of the returners we expected. I had that as Caden Gebhardt, freshman.
Yeah, freshman's coming in. He's done a good job. Look at his defensive numbers as well, Mitchell, coming in at the varsity level. Took over that mid-safety position for Evan Reinlaub, I believe is hurt on the year. Hopefully he'll get back into it. That freshman's had a heck of 50-some plus tackles already.
Grunkenmeyer in the offense for the Braves comes out onto the field. 6'3", 190, and a junior. They can have twins right, one wide left. Grunkenmeyer out of the gun. Featured running back is P.J. Harrison. Grunkenmeyer claps his hands, has the snap, looking left, throwing left. Got a man open, and it's off his hands trying to get the ball, I think, to maybe Jackson Wiley over there, Chris?
Couldn't see the number. Yeah, number 5. I believe it's Wiley.
That's a tough throw to throw from the right hash all the way to the left sideline for a high school quarterback.
Good-sized young man. He got the arm for it, Mitch.
Same
He said it is a difficult throw.
Same formation, twins right, one wide left. Grunkenmeyer pointing out the defense. And then his wide receiver on that far side, Jackson Wiley, leaves early, the sophomore. That'll be a 5-yard penalty and back him up.
You're going to see a lot of passing from this Olentangy offense tonight, folks.
Harrison only 44 carries through 7 games, Chris, so he's not going to see the ball a whole lot. About 6 carries per game. Trips wide left, one wide right for Grunkenmeyer. Couple claps of the hand at the 5:54 mark, trailing 7-0. Their first possession of the evening. Darby kind of sitting back in a soft zone, it looks like, Chris.
Yeah, cover 2.
Grunkenmeyer has a snap, does a little bubble screen left side at the 35, at the 40, and knocked out of bounds close to the original line of scrimmage was Andrew Leach, I believe, with the reception.
Trying to set up the screen there. As you don't like that rule, blocker was engaged while the ball was in the air.
Oh, I like it. I just don't like it at all. It bothers me. Don't like it at any level. Not many fans made it from Olentangy tonight. Hopefully they're tuned into us on this chilly Friday evening. Trips wide right on this 3rd and 10, one wide left. Grunkenmeyer from the left hash, his own 42. Has a snap, looks left side, comes back right, throwing the same screen, bubble screen. Hit at the 40-yard line and taken down right away is Andrew Leach.
Nice job defensively by the secondary in the second level of the Darby Panthers. They converged on that screen nicely, Mitchell.
Only do nothing with a good return on the kickoff and go 3 and out. An ideal start for the Darby Panthers and a poor one for the Braves. Tyler Billick's a punt, averaging 35.4 yards per boot.
Blakely back deep.
Kick is fielded by Parker Schwann around the 25-yard line. He crosses the 30 out to the 32, maybe the 33. So with 5:01 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Darby in their second possession of the night.
Appreciate you tuning in. We'll go over our upcoming broadcast schedule. Mitchell mentioned, not sure what we're doing in the first week of the season or postseason.
We got Westerville North at Kilmore next week, and then Dublin South at Westerville North in week 10.
You know, Stanley Jackson's boys play at North.
Really? I did not know that.
Should be an interesting look there.
Keen under center is going to roll left and going to pass, squares his shoulders, and he's going to heave-ho that one into the Darby sideline.
Bullock for the Braves on the defense there as the ball sailed out of bounds.
Looked like an intentional heave-ho. Surprised we haven't seen Quimba yet. He plays normally the left wing. They call it the split back. Javi's got 619 yards on the ground. He is that left slot this time. 2 wides left. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Quimba in motion. Keeping the ball is Keen after he fakes it to Marsh. He's going to cross the 35 out to about the 37-yard line and bring up a 3rd and 5. Darby needs a stop, Chris, or this clock will be melting away. It'll be second quarter before they know it. 3rd and let's call it 4-ish, long 4. Shamrock 7-0 over the Davidson Wildcats.
OCC Central play. No score reported from Ohio Dominican yet.
My Lions up 6-0. How about that? Quick TD for the good men. 3rd and 4 here. Keen hands off to Quimba on a counter action. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down at the 40. Good job by that Brave defense there. I saw 27, the strong safety Cole Kirshner there, amongst others, to bring him down. And 4th and 2, looks like Darby thinking about going for it.
Remember, Marsh is the punter. Yep, Sage Keene on the field.
Fourth and 2 from the 40.
What do you got to lose? You're 3-4, right? You up 7? Why not? Not agreeing with me. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Let's see if they might try to get a draw them off sides here. 4th and 2 from the 40. Keene puts Quimba in motion. Quimba keeps motioning out to the right. 5 on the play clock. 3, 2, 1, and...
Yeah, trying to draw him offside. Mitchell, good call on your part.
Well, the only thing I don't like about that, I understand the stratagem, but I don't like burning a timeout. I might just let that one go down, take the 5-yard penalty. If you're going to punt it, punt it. If you're going to go for it, fine, fantastic. Go ahead and take your TO. Although it looks like Keene's going to take a seat on the bench now. Now he's coming back into the huddle. Not sure what's going to happen here.
He might just be giving an ear, see what the coach has to say.
Chris's Gahanna Lincoln Lions. We'll see how they're doing over at Westerville Central. No score reported in the first quarter. And it will be Ben Marsh on to punt. See if the Braves go ahead and play a punt safe here. Ben Marsh, a big young man at 6'4", 240.
That's an understatement, my friend.
Nobody back for the Braves. I think it's the wise play, frankly. Marsh awaiting the snap, standing back at the 26, has it. Gets the boot away quickly. Nobody back there. It's going to hit at the 25, take a good Darby bounce inside the 20. Going to go inside the 10 and be touchdown around the 9-yard line with 3:16. Make that 3:15 left in the first quarter. Good stop there that time by the Braves defense.
Yeah.
Much needed.
Yeah, they had to do it. Now they got to get the offense going. They had one opportunity of throwing the ball downfield. The rest have been nothing but screens, Mitchell.
They'll have a 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Ball on the left hash for Grunkenmeyer, junior quarterback. Completing almost 60% of his passes, 58%. 3 wide set for him. Now he's going to shift Andrew Leach from right slot to left slot. Twins left, 1 wide right. Grunkenmeyer still in the back of the hands. Pitches it left side. A little running play across the 10. Across the 15 is P.J. Harrison.
Good gain there.
They're actually going to mark him right at the 15, gain of 6 on the play.
Outside receivers did a good job of holding their block and turning it inside, letting Harrison find the crease and pick up 6 yards, Mitch.
Call it 2nd and 4. Harrison to the left of Grunkenmeyer. Puts a man in motion from the left slot, heads off to Harrison right off the right side, spinning out of a tackle at the 16. Tries to churn his way out near the first down marker, but will be about a yard or 2 short.
Looks like he picked up 2 there. Good job defensively. The secondary come up and support. I believe it was Blakely once again from that free safety position.
3rd and 1.
Or strong safety, excuse me.
They can keep the Twins right, 1 wide left for the Brave offense. Grunkenmeyer needing to pick up 1 yard. Braves trying to pick up the first down, and they're not going to do it as Harrison gets hit in the backfield and taken down for no gain on the play.
Yeah, Marsh was trying to rip the ball out of him. I think that stunted his forward progress as he made sure he held on to it. So they're kicking. The punting team's going to come on once again, Mitchell.
Indeed. Darby's going to play punt safe as well. Punter.
That is Blakely back deep for the Darby Panthers.
Billick is the punter. You sure it's not Parker Schwant? This is Blakely?
No, it's 29. It's Blakely.
Okay, Clay Blakely back, excuse me. Here's a punt. Blakely calls for the fair catch and makes it at the midfield stripe. Big Walnut at Westerville North tonight ought to be interesting.
I'll tell you what, Westerville South got to be careful with Canal tonight. The Canal comes in at 5-2. It could be a good game as well.
Monarchs 7-0 over Thomas Worthington early in that ball game.
The thing with Thomas Worthington, so with one of the surprise teams in Central Ohio, can they sustain it now this late in the season going into the playoffs?
1st and 10 for Darby, right at the midfield stripe. Hand off to a new fullback diving inside the 45. I was going to say his knee hit at the 45.
Number 31 for the
Caden Molnar, excuse me.
Yeah. He was in the previous 2 games we've had here at Darby. He has taken some Handoffs in the backfield for the Panthers.
No lights on in the press box, and it sometimes makes it a bit difficult to read that roster. 2nd and 5 from the Brave 45-yard line. 1 minute left in the first quarter, 7-0 Darby. Keene hands it keeps it himself, apologizes, and he gets down to the 42, gains 3 on the play. Molnar got drilled, thought he had the ball. He got hammered.
Gavin Grover just absolutely flattened him. Nice fake once again by Keene.
So that makes a 3rd and 2. You would think this is 4-down territory, Chris, pending
this
a
part
loss
of the field,
yardage.
I would have to say this.
Could be the final play of the quarter here, pending an incomplete pass or penalty of some sort. Keene puts Quimba in motion, pitches it to him right side. He's got the first down at the 40, at the 35, knocked out of bounds around the 30, and we'll play one more here in the first quarter with 17.8 seconds remaining on the clock. Ball on the right hash.
So he got it down to the 30-yard line, so.
Gain of 12.
Sage comes over and gets that play from the offensive coordinator every time. Young man must run 4 miles a night.
Molnar still the deep back. Not very deep, actually, behind Keene. Handoff on the counter to Quimba. Has a little gap as he shoots down to about the 23-yard line. Picks up 7 on the play, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. We played 1 quarter of action here from Panther Stadium at Hilliard Darby High School. Your score, the Panthers 7, the Braves 0. Back with more in a minute. CBUS Sports Radio Network.
Nothing refreshes the look of your home or business like new paint. Large job or small, business location or residential, Elshire Painting Plus, efficient and professional, hard-working and friendly. Call Scott for a color consultation at 614-302-6878 or visit them on the web at elshirepaintingplus.com for an estimate. Quality painting at affordable prices. Elshire Painting Plus, trusted inside and out.
You're listening to CBUS Sports Radio. Central Ohio's internet home for high school sports. 2nd and 7 as we start, 2nd and 3 as we start the second quarter. What's the matter?
Lost the camera again.
That thing's kicking your backside there, young.
It is.
Second and 3 from the right hash. Keene under center again. Hands it off to Ben Marsh. Has the first down as he just keeps barreling his way down to the 15-yard line. First and 10 there. Just underway in the second quarter, 7-0. Darby leads. Wide split each way. Ben Marsh back in at fullback, as you heard. They call him halfback. Hand off to Quimba on the counter action. Inside the 10-yard line and keeps churning down to about the 9. Gains 6 on the play.
Flynn on the stop as well. I believe Beneke was there as well. Trying to put another score here on the board early in the second quarter.
Second and 4 we'll call from the 9. Again, wide split each way for Keene under center. Hands off to Ben Marsh left side, and Ben Marsh is going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice haul off the left side, and Ben Marsh in for a second TD of the night to make it 13-0.
7-yarder?
Yes. Maybe even a tick longer, Chris, but.
So Crockett will be trying to PAT here.
Quimba to hold. He has a snap, puts it down, and the kick is up, and it is through. 10:48 remaining in the first half. 14 for the Panthers, 0 for the Braves. Back in a minute, CBUS Sports Radio.
Ted's Classic Cuts Barbershop, a family barbershop conveniently located in Gahanna at 345 Granville Street, Suite B. Ted's Classic Cuts gladly accepts walk-ins and appointments. Shop hours are Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So visit Ted, Kathy, John, or Debbie for all of your hair care needs. Call 614-337-8833 for an appointment. Ted's Classic Cuts, your family barbershop.
Carter Moore set to kick off. Back to receive again will be Gebhardt on the far side, and I think we've got on the near side, is that number 14, Chris?
44.
44 on the near side? Not who we expect. We don't have a 44 on the roster.
Maybe it is 14. My eyes are pretty bad.
If it is, it'll be Ryan B. He's a running back. Moore has the ball teed up towards the left hash. Gebhardt would be the most likely candidate to receive the kick. It is kicked his way, right on the right hash. He crosses the 10, hit at the 16, 17-yard line and driven back.
Boy, good coverage this time by the Panthers. They let him get one out pretty good last time, but they got down there quick and converged on him, Mitchell.
That's either good coverage or really bad blocking. Take your pick. Grunkemeyer and the Brave offense have not picked up a first down yet. Came out on their opening drive, passed 3 times and were unsuccessful. Second time, they ran it 3 times and could not pick up a first down. 3 wide set for Grunkemeyer. Ball on the right hash, twins to the wide side of the field. Has a snap, he'll roll a little bit left. Has some time, now he's under pressure and hit and drop back about the 9-yard line for a big sack.
Is that Quint? Trying to look at the number there, number 8.
That is not Quimba.
No.
That is Carter, no, it's Jacob Williams, outside linebacker.
So they dropped him for 7 points, or 7 yards there.
2nd and 17. Grunkemeyer in a 4 wide set, twins each way. Panthers showing blitz. They'll back out, only rush 2. He has plenty of time, throws far side. Catch is made. Actually, nice catch. That was made by Jackson Wiley out at the 21-yard line. That's a big gain of about 10 on the play to make it 3rd and manageable.
Threw that ball about 50 yards there.
Call it 3rd and about 6-ish. They'll go quickly. Now they'll settle down as Grunkemeyer looks to the sideline to pick up the play. Darby actually well off the receivers on the wide side, Chris.
Yeah. They got inside help, but I look for a slant here from the outside receiver.
Grunkemeyer waiting the snap in this 3 wide set. He has it, looking left. Has time now, just working to his left. Still has time. Now he's going to roll back to his right. No one to throw the ball to. Pump fakes once. Heads up the sideline, dives for the first down marker, and let's see where they spot it. Boy, that is a...
I thought he got it the way he extended the ball. It should be right there, isn't it?
Not even close. A full yard short.
Wow, I thought he was close to getting to it.
Well, I didn't think that was a very good spot, frankly.
That's a nice effort by Grunkemeyer there with the coverage downfield was good. He scrambled around trying to find a receiver, unable to. Yellshire Painting Plus halftime show. We'll have to go over some scores, and both bands will, actually, I think it's only one band. No, they're both here. Okay.
Billick set to punt, gets the snap, puts a foot into it. Down the far side, hits at the 41-yard line, trundles down the sideline, goes out of bounds around the 32.
So they'll take possession here. It's the Panthers as they lead this game 14-0. Any scores, Mitch, popping up yet?
One moment, sir. Celtics 10, Berlin 0, Marysville 10-0 over Thomas Worthington, Mechanicsburg 14-0 over Fairbanks. Bradley and Liberty tied up at 7. Big Walnut 7-0 over Westerville North. 7-0 Hartley over the St. Charles Cardinals. Upper Arlington 21-0 over the Pioneers already. Holy cow.
Of Orange, right?
Yep. Sage Keene. Ball's out. Ball is on the ground.
Olentangy says they have it.
They always do. And it is picked up by a Darby Panther.
Was Keene, right? Quarterback?
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Looks like Sage Keene was able to get back on top of it.
Kaufman 14, Davidson 0. New Albany 14-0 over Westland. Not a surprise there. South 14, Canal 0.
Okay.
Grove City 21-0 over a very. Please help me figure out the Pick North Panthers.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They knock off Central, then they've lost to Central. Just absolutely destroyed them.
2nd and 10. Here's a pitch near side. That'll be to Quimba at the 30. Weaving through traffic across the 35 and breaks tackles all the way across the 40 out to the 45. That is a poor job by the Brave defense. Had him boxed in, and he kind of pulled a Houdini and got out.
Good effort by Quimba, though. He kept looking for the available open space, was able to find it, Mitchell.
14-yard gain.
Originally, like you said, they had him strung out. They just getting able to close the gaps.
Sticking with the 3-down lineman configuration. 4 linebackers, 3 deep, 4-4. Handoff on the counter to Woodruff. He's got a big hole. He's all the way down to the 40 of the Braves, all the way down to the 32. Make it the 33, rather.
Well, that inside counter has been very productive so far.
They'll mark him just at the 33. 8:02 left in a 14-0 Panther first half. 7:33 on the real world clock. This keeps up, Chris. We'll be out of here at 8:30. First and 10 for Keene. Hands off to Ben Marsh. Not much room, but Ben's so big, he's just able to kind of back his way inside the 30 down to the 28, picks up 5 on the play.
Heck, if he falls forward, it's 3 yards.
Let's give him a gain of 4 to make it 2nd and 6. 7:20 left in the quarter.
Driving into the south end of the field.
Actually a pleasant night, just a bit cool. That breeze out of the northwest will kind of cut you a little bit. Not quite.
Pretty comfortable inside.
Oh, yeah. Be comfortable with some of them chicken wings in the old gullet. 2nd and 6. Handoff. Actually, King keeps it himself. I thought he was going to give it to Marsh, but he pulled it out last second. Gets down to the 25. It's going to be a yard or two short of the first down. Let's call it a yard and a half.
As he was extending the handoff there, he looked like he was bumped. I'm surprised the ball didn't come out. Nice job by Keene to hang on to it.
Ball just inside the 25. About a yard plus. 3rd down, almost halfway through the quarter. King comes in from the sideline with Carter Moore and a backup number 4. Expect to see a Ben Marsh sighting here on this 3rd and short. Everybody bunched in tight. Keene hands off to Marsh. Has a first down easily at the 20, at the 15, at the 10. Staying on his feet at the 5-yard line. Keeps backing his way near the goal line, and he is going to be stopped just short.
24 and a half yard run there.
And he is literally maybe 6 inches short of the goal line. Again, right up against the goal line.
Well, he opened up, saw some nice space there. So you're down by Gahanna Lincoln, up by 12?
Well, yeah. Well, my Lions, they can't kick extra points. It's amazing to me that you can't kick extra
points.
points.
Division 3 level?
No. Yeah, apparently you can't. You can't kick them. They go for 2 all the time. It's ridiculous. First and goal for the Braves. 5:32 left in the opening half. Ben Marshall get the carry, and he walks in untouched for 6 rather. PAT pending, makes it 20-0.
So another 3rd touchdown of the night, Mitchell, for Ben Marsh.
Cole Crocodile to attempt a PAT. Quimba doing the holding. Snapped a little high, but the hole's down and the kick is good. 5:27 left in the first half. 21-0 Panthers lead. Back in a minute. CBUS Sports Radio.
What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athlete1.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes. So down 21-0 here, still in the second quarter with 5:27 left here at Darby High School. We appreciate the athletic department, as Chris Lubin allowing us to come out again tonight. Always hospitable to the bus here. We appreciate that. Already looking about getting our basketball schedule put together, so we'll have that on the website shortly.
Indeed, we will. Kicking off will be Carter Moore. Back again to receive the kick will be Gebhardt and Ryan B. .527 left in the opening half. Braves have not picked up a first down yet. Kick is going to be fielded by Gebhardt around the 8-yard line. Crosses the 20. Crosses the 30-yard line and pulled down right about the 30. Maybe the 31.
The freshman has some moxie, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. Good-looking young ball player.
Working on a 3 stationary camera setup, folks, and I apologize. It ain't working.
They do mark it right at the 30-yard line with 5:21 left in the opening half. Grunkenmeyer sends trips wide right, one wide to the, or left rather, one wide to the right. Has a shotgun snap, looking right, throwing. Catch is made at the 35. Spinning out of a tackle and gaining a couple extra yards is Jackson Wiley, the sophomore.
He's had a couple good catches tonight, Mitchell.
24 receptions on the season before this ball game tonight. Haven't seen the right slot Grover yet with any catches. He has 28 coming into the game.
He moved over. They kind of changed their offense a little bit.
Trips left again, one wide right. Cornerbacks off. 2nd and 3, long 3. Grunkenmeyer claps his hands, has the snap, does the same play again, just a 5-yard out route to Wiley. Pushed out of bounds for the first down of the night out at the 48-yard line.
Look for a pump and go here eventually, Mitch. So offense is starting to get something moving here for Olentangy.
I don't understand that. You get up, you rush to the line. Why not just go fast? Yeah. Darby's not doing a whole lot of anything different, really. They're just setting back. You got 3 down linemen saying, go ahead and pass. Only rushing 3, everybody back deep. Going to bring a blitz off the right slot, rather, but Grunkenmeyer's going to run it. He gets about 8 or 9 yards down inside the 45, down to the 43-yard line.
Nice looking play by design there. You're going to back him up 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. Why not take it?
He ran right past the blitzer. I couldn't tell who that was on the far side, but good job by Mr. Ethan Grunkenmeyer. 2nd and 1. .337 left in the opening half. Braves need a touchdown here, and they'd do them good to piggyback one to start the second half as they will get the ball. Again, a 4-man rush, late blitz. Grunkenmeyer has plenty of time, throws it down the right sideline, has a man out there and making the grab. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. That is a long pass to Jackson Wiley.
Boy, he put some air underneath that. Wiley, he's got to be over 100 yards receiving with that catch on the night.
That's down to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal there. No reason to rush, I wouldn't think. Don't want to give Darby too much time. Clock is stopped, though, so
Thanks for tuning in, Mom. I appreciate the comments on the live stream. So first and goal here, Mitch.
3 wides left, 1 wide right. Here's a lob into the end zone right side, and it is incomplete. No, he came up with it, he said, but it's a touchdown.
It was.
That was Wiley making the catch?
Yeah, Wiley made the catch. He bobbled it around a few times and came down with it. So nice job there.
The official standing right there did not make the touchdown signal.
It was the back judge.
That's why I thought it was incomplete there. Late signal, but it is a TD, and that was a quick strike from the Braves offense. We'll bring out Matthew Tobias to do the PAT at the 3:13 mark.
Was that a 7-yarder?
Yes, sir. Maybe make it 8, honestly. Snap is good. The hold is good. Tobias blasts that puppy through, and it is good. 3:13 left in the first half. 21-7. Braves trail by 14. Back in a minute. CBUS Sports Radio Network.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is about so much more than tournaments and state championships. The OHSAA is committed to being the leader in education-based sports in Ohio. That means that school sports are an extension of the classroom, where values like teamwork, character, sacrifice, sportsmanship, and discipline are taught right along with the playbook. Almost 400,000 young people in Ohio put on their school's uniform every year. We call them student athletes, and most importantly, we call them future leaders of our state and our country. This is the OHSAA, Educate Through Sports.
I love to see the banter amongst the 3 sons in our little group chat. So Tobias on to boot it away.
How about an impressive drive there, Mitchell?
They found a matchup they like.
Mr. Wiley against anybody.
Yeah. Good young, good-looking receiver. Now the defense needs to make a stand. Oh, gosh. You know, they're older than they were when they were under 10, Chris, but they still act the same way.
Oh, I know, buddy.
Tobias puts a boot into it. It's fielded around the 6-yard line.
Blakely on the return.
It is Blakely across the 20, across the 30, spins out of a tackle to 40, 45, gets knocked across the midfield stripe again, down to the 47, and that is just poor special teams play by the Braves. Second time tonight.
I wouldn't kick it to him anymore. You might as well just pooch it.
Yes. I mean, it's just you cannot give a team that likes ball control that good a field position.
You got to pin them back and make them earn it. And now you're starting on your own side of the field, or the Braves side of the field here.
3:03 left in the half, 21-7.
Elshire Painting Plus halftime show coming up.
Keene under center. Hands off to Quimba on the counter action. Big hole at the 40, at the 30-yard line, at the 20. He's gone. 10, 5, touchdown, Javi Quimba, 46 yards out. That's a quick answer, Chris.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Thought that Braves were right back into it. Quimba answers quickly.
He does indeed.
Gonna wear my finger out tonight here on the clicker.
27-7, PAT pending. Cole Crockett, no relation, of course, to Davey. Well, heck, he may be related to Davey Crockett, Chris. I don't know. Quimba has a snap, puts the hold down, and Crockett converts. 2:55 left in the half. We'll keep it right here, 28-7. At the half, we'll go over all the scores for you from around the area that we have. Talk about the polls and whatnot.
Super 7 here out of this week's community news, and your Lions are struggling tonight, pal.
Don't. I can read. Down 14-6.
What are my Lions doing?
Up 12-0.
So either they kicked 4 field goals or they missed 2 extra points.
1 to 2. Trying to find anything from ODU.
Yeah, big game over there in the CCL. Boy, if Watterson could knock off the Sales, that would really that would put them in the driver's seat to win the CCL this year. Then picking up Division II points on top of that, Mitchell.
Granville Blue Aces rebounding with a 23-0 lead over Zanesville.
Licking Heights and Watkins Memorial tonight as well. That's a big one.
Try to find all those scores for you at the half.
So So Carter Moore to do the kickoff. He does the long kicking, correct?
Yes, he does. He does the kickoffs. Gebhardt back on the right hash. On the left side is B. He'll kick it to Gebhardt again. Grabs it around the 9-yard line. He'll work it right up the middle of the field. Has room at the 30-yard line. Chris, that is actually number 44 that time. And I don't have a 44 on the roster.
We apologize for that.
We do indeed. So that's going to bring the offense back out once again for the Braves and Grunkenmeyer and company.
See if they work the other side of the field. Who were they working on the other side over there that last? Tell you what, he was having troubles with Wiley. I believe it was.
I can't see the number, Chris. A little bit tough. Number 9. Number 9. And Wiley's going to be on this side. He'll be matched up against Drake Truesdale. Looks like that's a substitution. 3 wide right, 1 wide left. See if they go right to Wiley here. He's all by himself, man-to-man coverage. Looking right, bring it back left to Wiley. Getting a screen set up at the 30. 35 working across the field. Gets to the 40-yard line, slipping through some tackles. Out near midfield and thrown down out of bounds.
Averaging 13.3, and I tell you what, he's well over that tonight.
Indeed.
7-3.
Bishop Watterson up 7-3 in their first quarter against the Stallions of St. Francis de Sales.
And I do want to give a shout out to AJ. We've been pronouncing his name wrong. I got to.
What is it? It's not McAninch?
It's Makinich.
Makinich? We
Yes.
apologize for that.
Without a doubt. AJ's a fine young man, and we'll make that up to
Makinich.
Makinich.
Roger that. I never heard that pronounced that over the intercom, so we apologize again. We've got a whistle and a timeout taken by Darby. So the Monarchs up 17-0 now on Thomas Worthington.
Kelts look like they're bouncing back as well.
Yep, New Albany, they're up 17-0. New Albany 28-0 over Westland. Circleville 7-0 over the Rangers. Mechanicsburg 14. The Panthers of Fairbanks Zippo.
They've been down for a few years now, haven't they?
Yep.
Fairbanks.
I was talking to a Panther today. I said, your area is about to not exist.
Big game in the season in the
Licking
LCL.
Heights 7-3 over Watkins Memorial. The development and housing that's being done out between Plain City and Marysville is kind of overrunning Little Fairbanks, and it's becoming a little Dublin. I know that some of the people, longer-term people that live there, are not real excited about that encroachment. But
what is the name of that little town out there?
Which be more specific?
Well, right where it's a little burg there, right where Fairbanks is. Can't think of the name of it.
I have to look it up.
Played out there several times when the boys played at Tree.
You're not talking about Triad, are you?
No.
Okay. North Lewisburg?
No, that's where Triad.
Yeah, okay.
That's North Lewisburg.
Yeah, that's true. Grunkenmeyer. You have a timeout, and he still have to look over and pick up the play. It's a kind of a crack up to me. Passing down the play.
Surveys the defense.
3 wide set again, pretty standard all night. He'll pitch it right side to Harrison at the midfield stripe, diving down to around the 46. Clock will run, picking up about 5 yards on the play.
As successful as they've been passing the ball, they took advantage of the running play there. I mean, the second line of defense was 7 yards deep.
They were indeed.
Lions pick up another one. The Golden Lions of Gahan Lincoln, that is.
Not the New Richmond, we can't play defense Lions. Same play, pitched to Harrison again and hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Nice job by number 8. I don't have him on my sheet.
Jacob Williams.
Jacob Williams came in and knifed underneath P.J. Harrison's legs and took him down quickly.
3rd and about 4. I think it's a 2-down territory, 125 left in the half. I'm sorry, 4-down territory. Grunkenmeyer taking his time. They don't have that much time. Fakes a handoff to Harrison, rolling left, throwing, and is too high for his receiver.
Number 13 off the hands. I believe it was 13, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Mason Bruning.
Just a little high there. They did a fake handoff, as you can see on folks that are watching on the YouTube stream.
4 wide set, actually make that 5 for Grunkenmeyer. And now he's going to have false start on his tackle.
So 4th down, and they still go for it. It's going to make it 4th and 10.
I would think. You're down 21 points. Makes it a little bit more difficult.
4th and 9, I should say.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again for tuning in. Dual broadcast tonight. We're actually streaming. Everyone that's chiming in says it's looking good. We appreciate that. Been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes, 3 wides left, 2 wides right, 1:10 left in the first half.
Got to look for Wiley here, don't you?
Trying to find him. You think he's slot left side, and Darby's going to take a timeout.
Defensive coordinator's upset with somebody as he was marching onto the field. He was not happy with the alignment that they had in that offensive set for the Braves. So what's your prediction for tomorrow up in East Lansing? You've got the 95th ranked defense. You've got the 95th ranked offense going against the top 10 defense and probably the #1 offense in the country.
I would like to think Ohio State's going to wax them. The only decision I've made on tomorrow is that we're getting pizza. Talk to the wife about that. We're getting pizza.
And the big thing is, you go back to all the times that Michigan State's been able to knock off the Bucks in 1998. I think we remember that game.
I was at that game.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
So they're wearing the replica helmets of the 1998. So as they were talking on the fan today, they said, let's just wax them. Put 50 on them again.
Yeah, the replica helmets ain't going to do you any good if you don't have any talent. That Michigan State team had some talent on it. That was Nick Saban at the time, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was.
And he went down to LSU, short stint in the NFL, and then back to Alabama. 4th and 9, 5 wide set against for Grunkenmeyer. 3-man rush, has time, throws, and it's incomplete. Thought the defensive back was on him there, but no call.
I thought he got there just a bit early with the arm across the body, but like Mitchell said, no call here, so they're going to flip it over on downs.
Only bad thing about that is everybody in the building knew that Wiley was going to be the target. When you got a 6'6" tight end, why not feature him at some point?
Oh, wow. Okay, sorry about that, folks.
1:05 left for this Darby offense. The way they've been running it, they don't even have to really consider passing it. They can if they want, I suppose, but they've only got 1 timeout left, as I recall. No, they actually have 0.
They burned all 3. You're just going to see a dose of Marsh here, I think.
Keene going to be back to pass. Got a man open down the right slot. He throws on the right sideline. It's caught and take it down immediately. That was Carter Moore on the grab. There was a safety. He had 2-for-1 coverage special. Couldn't do both of them.
So he completes his 10th pass of the year.
Yeah.
Trying to get him in position to punch another one in and go up 35-7. That'll mean pretty close to a running clock in the second half.
I thought he wound that clock, and they did not.
Would have to out of bounds, so it would be on the snap, right?
55 seconds on the game clock, and we'll start on the referee's signal. And there he winds him up. And the clock doesn't start. And he winds it up again. Jeez. Keeping the ball is Keene after the fake to Marsh. Gets close to the first down, but it'll be short, which is only significant because the clock will continue to run.
Did I miss something? Did he not get out of bounds there?
Apparently no. Darby right to the line. Keene under center, spikes it, which wastes the down.
Well, it'll be 3rd and short now, right?
Yep. Might have gone ahead and run a play. Big one at 14-0 over Westerville North, Chris.
Team we have next week over at Kilbourne. Back in OCC Capital play.
Still 14-0 Westerville South over Canal.
That game's at Canal, correct?
No, I think it shows it at North.
That's South, you mean?
That's South. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Westerville South. Here, 3rd and 1. Keene hands off to Marsh. Gets down to about the 5-yard line. Clock will stop on the first down.
Number 2 on the stop.
They'll go ahead and spike it. Down to 25.9 seconds left.
So Molnar will come in and relieve Ben Marsh here.
Actually, they'll both come out. Now Molnar does head back to the huddle.
Yeah, looking at Ben Marsh kind of reminds me back in the day when we were doing Crusaders games, that young man that played fullback and linebacker.
He was a good player. He played
to Finley.
Good player. And now the Braves are going to take a timeout. They will with 25.9 seconds left.
Yes. So the Braves take a timeout. Appreciate you tuning in. And so far, Mitch, according to our statistics, the stream has been smooth. Now that I just jinxed it.
I've never been much of a believer in jinxes. But we look good. Just can't see us. Cannot see us tonight. 1080p. Broadcasting excellence for you tonight. Still, by the way, Licking Heights 7-3 over Memorial. Watkins at the half.
Now, that game is out in Pataskala, correct? Yes.
It says that Watkins Memorial, yep.
Well, that's a silly statement, Chris. They're both in Pataskala now.
Well, that's all right.
Couldn't go wrong, could I?
Yeah, it's okay. Padalatska. 25.9 seconds remaining. Darby trying to go up to 35-7. Keene with Marsh back in the game. He's going to hand off to Quimba on a counter. Hit and taken down. And he's into the end zone. Thought he might have been stopped short, but he's in with 19.7 seconds left. His second touchdown of the night to make it 34-7.
Is that a 3-yarder? I'm sorry.
I had it as 4. Let's call it a 4-yarder.
Okay, 4-yard touchdown run. At the
Cole Crockett out to attempt his 5th PAT of the half. He puts the foot into it, and he converts. 19.7 seconds left. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout just so I can get a drink. Back in a minute, CBUS Sports Radio Network.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You're listening to CBUS Sports Radio. Central Ohio's internet home for high school sports.
Back for the kickoff from Carter Moore. Looks like we do indeed have our mystery number 44 over on the right side. They'll pooch kick it near side. That'll hit the 20-yard line. That'll be fielded by Gephardt. He can't handle it. Ball loose.
Looks like Darby got on out of bounds. I guess it went out of bounds.
Okay. It will be Brave ball. They'll get it to start the second half, but they're in a major hole, Chris, down.
Yeah, 35-7 here.
28 points after getting back to within.
Had a great drive, too. It was a beautiful-looking drive. And
really, what's hurt him tonight, Chris, 3 special teams, 4 coverages, yeah.
Field position off of a kick.
And the Panthers have taken advantage of it. They've got 2 timeouts left with 15.9 should they decide they want to do something.
Coming up, we'll have the bands on the field for you here at halftime on the Elshire Painting Plus halftime show.
Grunkenmeyer going to go ahead and take a knee, and that'll be the final play of the half. The Braves in a big hole to the Panthers, 35-7 as we head to the half. We'll be back after a few commercials. Come back with the Elshire Painting Plus halftime show right here on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
Nothing refreshes the look of your home or business like new paint. Large job or small, business location or residential, Elshire Painting Plus, efficient and professional, hard-working and friendly. Call Scott for a color consultation at 614-302-6878 or visit them on the web at elshirepaintingplus.com for an estimate. Quality painting at affordable prices. Elshire Painting Plus, trusted inside and out.
if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athlete1.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes.
Ted's Classic Cuts Barbershop, a family barbershop conveniently located in Gahanna at 345 Granville Street, Suite B. Ted's Classic Cuts gladly accepts walk-ins and appointments. Shop hours are Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So visit Ted, Kathy, John, or Debbie for all of your hair care needs. Call 614-337-8833 for an appointment. Ted's Classic Cuts, your family barbershop.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Ohio knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Ohio needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Ohio's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Ohio high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Not only can the OHSAA's online fan guide help you get from here to the tournament game there, but it can also help you relive the sights and sounds of a great high school sporting event. The fan guide has driving directions to regional and state tournaments and ticket information, including several online ticketing options. If the game is out of town, a list of area hotels and restaurants is there too. After the game, the fan guide has apparel and OHSAA gear, official programs, DVDs, and photos. It's the OHSAA fan guide. Log on to ohsaa.org/fan guide today.
Chris Coakley, C-Bus Sports Radio, halftime score 35-7. Let's tune in to the Olentangy Braves marching band.
Knew that Ellie was the one. He looked into her eyes. I have found you, he said. And I have found you, said Ellie. She took his arm. He didn't know how it happened. They took the floor and...
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Jets Pizza. Life is short, eat better pizza. We hope that you've enjoyed our show this evening, and you can see the Olentangy marching band.
That is the Olentangy marching band, the Braves exiting the field. We'll see the Darby Panthers. Chris, let's go over the AP state polls. Can you get those put up onto the
give
streamage?
Me just a second here, my friend.
35-7 is your halftime score. It's been all Darby from drive number one. They came out. Well, give me that scoring sheet real, Chris. I'll go over the scoring while
You're not going to be able to read it, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently I'm not going to go over scoring because I won't be able to read Chris's handwriting. So we'll wait
you want to go Division I first?
Yep, we'll do Division I first. No surprises here. A lot of these same faces and names that you would expect. Moeller undefeated 7-0. They are number one in the state, followed by Westchester Lakota West, and then St. Ed's at 6-1. Both of those top two teams undefeated. St. Ed's, I believe that is, we've got some action there in that St. Ed's. I can't remember if Moeller plays them this week or next weekend.
It's this weekend, isn't it?
I think it's next. Yeah, they play, I think they're at St. Iggy's either tonight or tomorrow, one of the two, Moeller is, and they're at home. Yeah, they play, is it the 7th or 8th, Chris, right now, the date?
The 7th.
7th. So they play tomorrow. Up at Moeller plays up at St. Iggy's, and they come back next week, and then they will play at home. They'll host St. Ed's. That's going to be a couple big games coming up over the next couple weeks for the men of Moeller, and then, of course, St. Ed Centerville, who beat your Gahanna on Lincoln Lions, the only loss Gahanna has on the season.
They
right?
shouldn't have.
Springfield and Cleveland Heights, Cincinnati, Princeton, and the top team in Central Ohio chiming in at number 8 is the Celtics, although I'm not buying that, frankly. I like Gahanna, who's ranks 10th, better than I like the Celtics. And then Medina slid in there between the two Central Ohio big school teams at 9th. In Division II, not a whole lot of local representation, Chris. We don't have a lot of schools in that kind of attendance ratio. Not bad. We got Westerville South receiving 12
That's the 11th.
votes.
They're in the 11th spot.
Right.
Out
So,
of that.
got Hoban and Winton Woods, both undefeated, and Madison, Washington, who's given St. Ed's their only loss. Xenia, Medina, Highland, Avon, Hudson, Kings Mill, Kings, TCC, and then Uniontown Lake. In Division III, any representation? Not a whole lot, but you look at the top team.
Tri-Valley.
Tri-Valley, where are they at? Oh, Dresden. Yep. Number 8, but Baden is undefeated 7-0. Chardon, Canfield, Tippecanoe, Western Brown.
Watterson dropping in about the 14th spot.
Ursuline, Cheney, Tri-Valley, Bellbrook, Columbian, Watterson. The big win really over Granville last week. No question about that. In Division IV, Glenville leading the way at 7-0, followed by Cincinnati, Wyoming, West Holmes, Steubenville, Perkins, Van Wert, Gallia, Academy, West Branch, Columbus East undefeated at 6-0.
Tigers still in there.
Yep. Unionota, is it Unionota?
Unionota.
Thank you. Unionota out of Chillicothe, 6-1. And then you've got Fenwick, Leary Catholic Girard, Springfield, Shawnee, not too far from here in Division IV. D5, we should have some local representation. Coldwater leading the way at 7-0. Ironton 7-0. South Range, Liberty Center. Then how does Prep drop down to 5?
Because they're not playing anybody. The mid-state Ohio is killing them.
Yeah, I guess, but it's going to be interesting because they have to deal with Ironton to get out of that region. There's no question about that. Go ahead, sir. No problem. Where are we at? Garaway at 6, Milton Union, Zane Trace, Eastwood, Springfield, Northeastern, and nobody else really of local interest. In D6, Marion Local. There's a surprise, Chris. They haven't lost a game.
Now, look at number 2. That's a surprise as well.
The Kirtland Hornets, 7-0. Then Cary, Mogador, Crestview, Fort Fry, Versailles. A lot of the Northwest Ohio and Northeast Ohio. Columbia, Cuyahoga Heights, and an awesome place to broadcast from. And then Tri-Valley. Nobody else from around the area. And then D7, Newark Catholic checking in at 2 behind Warren JFK. And then New Bremen, Antwerp, Macomb, Lowellville, Ansonia, Gwainesville, Goshen, and Caldwell, Springfield Central Catholic at 6-1. And we don't have a lot of D7 schools out here. Danville.
Blue Devils getting a little bit of love down there
a little
as
bit,
well.
yeah. Mechanicsburg down at 18th. Arlington, north of the Kenton area also. But I don't know. You look at who do you think's most poised in our region to really push for a state title run?
To be honest with you, out of Central Ohio?
Go ahead and say it.
Nobody.
Okay. Well, who wins the big school D2 and big school Region 3, 2 and 3?
Centerville has got to be your favorite out of Region 2.
6-1 on the season.
Like I said, they beat a very good Gahanna. Gahanna doubled them up offensively, held them to 140 total yards in that game. They gave up a defensive score and a field goal. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just telling you the facts as it was. But and Gahanna, you've got to think. But anybody can pop up at any time. I mean, Pick Central. Even though they've lost 3 games, they've got 3 losses against very good teams. And New Albany could bounce back as well. They've got some offensive firepower. So it's just going to be interesting. I would have to say Gahanna's probably your favorite, but every time you pick a favorite out of Region 3, it seems to surprise you.
When you look at Region 7, which we've talked a little bit about, it's hard for me to pick against Madison, Washington with that win over St. Ed's, tell you the type of quality program they've got.
Oh, you're moving on here, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. I was still talking. I didn't have the graphics.
Oh, that's okay.
Fine.
Yeah, so take a look at again at Division II, Region 7. Westerville South in the second slot, Watkins Memorial, Big Walnut, Independence doing really well this year, obviously. Licking Heights, the DeSales slotted in at 9, but I just don't. I don't know. Every time that Westerville South has gone up against the Northeast Ohio teams, they struggle a little bit with the athleticism.
Size.
Yeah, and no question about it. And they get into the bigger physical teams, they struggle a bit. But I'm looking at maybe liking Madison, Washington. Now, next week we're going to have Kilbourne, Chris, correct?
Yeah.
On
Kilbourne
the broadcast.
in Westerville North.
When Kilbourne is down there at 15, so a win over Westerville North would be clearly a big win for them next week as they try to secure a playoff spot. They're currently in the 15th spot.
I'll tell you what, Mitchell. Let's
listen to the band?
Let's listen to Darby High School Marching Band. And
which mic is that?
It should be number 4.
Okay, there you go. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to the 8th grade members from Heritage Middle School and their director, Mr. Joe Burke.
Oh, does that mean you want me to start talking again?
There
You got to give me a little advance notice there, big dog. I see Chris like, you got to say something. Where the heck were we, Christopher?
We're moving in Division 3.
Division 3. Well, let's take a look at
Region 11.
Region 11. That would, of course, be where we have Watterson and the crew in Region 11. They're the 3 seed currently right now. I was trying to find an updated score on that, Chris. I couldn't find anything updated, but they were they were up on DeSale 7-3 in the first quarter, but Bishop Watterson looking good. I've not seen Dresden. I don't know how good Jill Coffey is, how good Sheridan. I don't know. The Jackson squad, Ironman down there out of the...
They got a good shot there.
Yeah,
I mean, they've got a good shot to come out of that region. Don't count Granville out again, honestly.
Yeah, but Granville, that was probably one of the most exciting games we've had in quite a long time. Moving on to Region 15 and D4, really not a lot of teams of local interest, save slotting in at number 6, the Marion Franklin Red Devils, playing well this year so far.
East is in there.
And Licking Valley's also, that's right, I forgot about Columbus East right up at the top. I apologize to the East squad.
Faithful,
yeah. So they're at number 2, and then Marion Franklin, Logan Elm also. I had Licking Valley at 4-3. Reedy and Hartley, boy, they've had
they've had a tough year.
They've had perplexing seasons, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think either team would probably say they've played the way they've wanted to play this year.
Coach Birchfield definitely would say that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Eastmore Academy down at number 19, trying to get themselves into playoff position late in the season. The Johnnies, they're kind of out of it, 1-6 down there.
I'm sorry, I've been bouncing around on you here. The cameras. Where are we at? Are we in Region 4?
Let's go to Division 5 now, Region 19.
Gotcha.
So the Prep Warriors are in second slot behind the big dogs of the region, which would be Ironton.
I think it's got that region's probably going to come down to those two as it usually does.
Yeah, Columbus Academy down at 18, trying to get into playoff spot. They've only got the one win on the season. Yeah, and the Heath Bulldogs 4-3 on the season, hanging in there pretty well. Centerburg at 6-1. Man, this region covers such a vast geographical area, doesn't it? I mean, all the way from...
it's one of the biggest in the state, honestly. Wheelersburg, don't count the Pirates out. They'll always be in there as well.
Yeah, Wheelersburg Pirates, a fine team out of, Wheelersburg. That's about it. And then we can move on to Region 20-3. Who do we have locally? Bern Union.
Yeah, Rockets.
Of 7-2. Then you got the Big Reds from Bel Air. 3 and 4 West Jeff and Mount Gilead. Mount Gilead 4 and 3. They're at the 10 slot. And then West Jeff kind of started out really well, Chris, but have kind of fallen on some hard times there. They're at 12. Worthington Christian, Grove City Christian, 15 and 16. Grandview Heights,
all fighting for that last spot there.
Yeah, they're duking it out. You've also got Elgin a little bit lower there. East Knox, Gloucester, Trimble, 1 and 6, and that's kind of surprising, right there.
Young team. I was reading up on that. A bunch of freshmen and sophomores starting there.
Okay, and then on the Region 27, which would be the Division 7 area, Newark Catholic well ahead. They've already clinched a playoff spot. Only 4-1 on the season, but. They would think they would be the favorites to come out of that region. And we were just talking, how are they still D7, Chris?
I don't know. With competitive balance, you think with the success they've had, I'm not sure. You see other schools get moved around and moved up.
Prep's been bumped. They used to be D7, right?
Yes.
And now they're all the way up to 5.
And they should be 4, honestly, but in my opinion. But, I mean, they got the talent to be 4, and they can play in that division. It's just sometimes I don't understand how competitive balance is structured and how it works, but I think it's a good thing. I just want to make sure it's being utilized across the state.
Fairfield Christian Academy down in the 12 slot. Another team of we used to play those when our boys were playing at Tree of Life. They were part of the MoCal.
I wouldn't be surprised out of this. It's going to be Newark Catholic. Caldwell's had a good season, the Redskins as well, but you got the Pilots out of River. We've covered them a couple times. They've always got a perennial firehouse or powerhouse team down there.
Yep, so we've got 2 minutes before we kick things off in the second half. The Braves are going to get the football, Chris. Yes, what's that finger?
Super 7.
Oh, go ahead. Whip it on me there, big guy. I haven't even seen this. Can I see it on the broadcast, or what? Yep. Who are the Super 7?
Super 7 leading it off is Gahanna Lincoln, is voted by the writers of this week's Community News, followed by Westerville South, then Big Walnut.
Yeah.
And there, Jerome comes in with the loss. New Albany in the 5 spot. Prep in the 6 spot. And the Marysville Monarchs at 5 and 2 finish off the top 7 for this week's Community News Super 7.
Well, Chris and I, we give unsolicited advice occasionally, and I think Big Walnut could really improve themselves and be a lot more explosive offensively if Pantello would get the ball more.
Nicky Pantello, I agree with that. I mean,
we talked extensively about that.
They've got a good quarterback. They've got a good running back. They've got a couple
good receivers.
But
don't put the fear of speed
Nicky,
into you.
When Nicky Pantello puts his hands on the ball, folks, it is electric. It kind of reminds me of Caden Saunders last year with Westerville South. That type of explosiveness, plays on both sides of the ball, a return man extraordinaire. But I think, for Big Walnut to really go far, you've got to get him more incorporated into the offense.
Right, because they're solid offensively, but again, they're not explosive offensively. They're more of a run. They're going to play the game like Darby does, frankly.
Yeah, they use Severs, the big running back, a lot, to try to control the clock. Quarterback can throw. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks. They have a very good ball club. I just would love to see, I think Mitch's agreement on to see Nicky a little bit more time on the offensive side of the ball there.
I agree. So next Friday night we'll be over at Kilbourne. Westerville North comes calling. Final night of the year at Westerville North, where we started the season, as they host Dublin Sida. Sida picking up a couple wins, Chris, as the season's moved on. They obviously playing a little bit better than they did at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's crucial for them. I mean, and all those teams are, as we went over the standings, they're all in that bottom mix. They still could pick up that last 2 spots in their regions for the playoffs, Mitchell.
Seattle does finish off the Toronto Blue Jays. Of course, he was a starting pitcher that went 7+ innings.
Not sure.
I do.
Haven't followed baseball since.
Yeah, that'd be former Red Luis Castillo, who the Reds trade away for nothing. Hey, we got prospects. Yeah, they win you a lot of games, don't they? Reds are pathetic, folks. Sorry, I got to vent them on that. Here's the boot. Hits at the 10, the 5-yard line, and goes out of bounds before it gets into the hands of our mystery number 44. So, unfortunately, Carter Moore kind of booted that one out of bounds. So one of my sons sent out the Reds record, Chris. They have I think out of their top 10 losing seasons ever since the Castellinis have bought the Reds.
And they're bringing David Bell back, but wiping off the rest of the staff, right?
Right. Well, that makes about 0 sense. Nobody in the front office is being let go. I mean, why are you firing the coaching staff? They've got no talent to work with. 35-7 here to start half number 2. Grunkenmeyer. See how aggressive they are. You need a lot of points and need them in bunches. And, of course, Darby has not punted tonight, Chris. I believe, no, they did have one punt. One punt. Grunkenmeyer looking left, throwing left, and over the head of the receiver. trying to get to Leach.
Just way over his head there. Panthers going to try to get the ball, put another notch on the board, and get that clock moving.
Indeed, 11:56 remaining in the third quarter, just underway. Twins left, one wide right. Finally throw it to the big tight end, Gavin Grover, who picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play before he gets knocked out of bounds.
That's advantageous. They change the offense a little bit, go away from the tight end, move him into one of those slot backs.
3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line. Clock running. I thought the big man got out of bounds, Grover, but they say no. Ethan sails back into the shotgun at his own 38-yard line. High snap. Takes a handoff, throws it to the tight end again, who makes the catch for the first down across the 45 out near the 47.
Just a little out route to Grover, gets the job done. He picks up the first down, will move the chains. He must not have said he didn't get out of bounds. I thought for sure he got out of bounds.
No, they did. They keep the clock winding after they set the chains. 3 wide set again. Been pretty standard all evening for the Braves offense. Brunkemeyer with the snap. Has plenty of time. Steps up. He's going to heave it long down the left hash for the freshman, and that's going to be tipped and intercepted in the end zone. Coming up with it is number 4, and he's not a starter, Chris. That will be Kyle Brinkman. Trying to get it to the freshman Gebhardt. It was tipped, goes into the end zone, and pulling it down.
Got a lot of air underneath it. Let the defense. They are playing almost a prevent defense back there anyway, Mitch, with 3 deep safeties on that play.
Yep. And coming down with the pick once again is Kyle Brinkman, the senior, 5'8", 155-pounder. Keene and the Bradley offense onto the field for their first possession of the second half. Looks like we've got in the backfield at running back Molnar. Pitch to Quimba near side at the 20. 25 has room at the 30 and forced out of bounds around the 35. Gain of 15. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 34.
Pep Man trying to get the fans to stay in. It's kind of hard when you have a 28-point lead.
They did make a slight change in defense, Chris. Now with 4 down linemen, kind of shuffled, try to get some bigger bodies in the middle. Hand off to Molnar left side, backs his way across the 35 out to the 39, picks up 4-ish on the play, depending on the final resting spot. Give him 4 on the play, make it 5 rather, make it 2nd and 5. What song was that?
I'm not sure. I was kind of watching stuff here, but I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
You're fired.
We'll have to go over the scoring here at the end of the game. We forgot to do that at halftime.
26-0, by the way, your Lions up at the half.
That's good. I was kind of worried about that game as being a trap game for them, but Coach Ward has the boys ready. They're playing well.
Woodruff in motion. And off to Molnar up the middle. Again, plenty of room. Not even hit until he gets about 3 or 4 yards downfield. Gains 6 on the play for another Darby first down.
Just eating clock here, Mitch, and running the O.
And if they go ahead and eat it all the way to the end zone for a TD, there'll be a running clock for the rest of the game, pending a Olentangy score.
Darby came out. They've done well. They've executed offensively tonight. Going to sign into the Digital Scouts account to see if anybody was tracking it so we could get yards, but haven't had the opportunity to do that yet.
It's cooled off to 48 degrees. Here's a handoff to Woodruff on the counter action. He gets out the midfield stripe, and one of a few flags here tonight, Chris.
Hey,
Chop line, they called holding, actually.
Did they really?
They did call holding, yes.
I thought I saw somebody engaged low, so.
Holding will be the call against the Panthers. That's going to be called on Joshua Neary. That is your left guard for the Darby Panthers.
As they back him up some yards here. And
should be 10 from the spot. We'll mark it off from the 42-ish. Excuse me.
Any other scores that popping in there at all, Mitchell, at all? I was trying to see if we had another Watterson update.
New Albany spanking Westland 42-0.
Yeah, they started out 2-0. Boy, big game there. I like
Watkins
that score.
Memorial 10-0 over Licking Heights, or 10-7. I'm sorry, 10-7. Here's a pitch to Quimber right side at the 30-yard line, boxed in and forced out of bounds. Right around the line of scrimmage. Thomas Worthington coming back against Marysville, 17-14 that score.
Beneke on the stop there for the Braves.
Hartley 14-0 over St. Charles. 14-3 Watterson up on DeSales at the half. And you doubted the...
I did. I did. I thought they might have a little letdown after the big win last week, but kudos to Coach Kennedy and the Eagles for doing a good job. I got the alert that our friends over at Pouring Purple were broadcasting tonight. I'm sure Tom is in fits right now.
Second and a whole bunch. Second and 22. Back to pass. Keene, his pass is swatted down by the big man. Gavin Grover just said, get that weak stuff out of here.
Got to think that young man's got to be getting some looks somewhere, wouldn't you?
I would think. I mean, good size. He's a junior.
Athletic, playing on both sides of the ball.
I think he's being underutilized a little bit, frankly, especially offensively.
Did you see our friend Mr. Lachey out at Iowa last
I
week?
didn't want to talk about that.
Was bringing down hall after hall, man. Boy's playing some ball out at Iowa.
It's like we were talking about. Chris and I were texting back and forth. We had him against Grandview or against Harvest Prep when he was at Grandview, and they never passed him the ball. They used him as a decoy. The silliest thing I've ever seen. There's a pitch to Woodruff. He bobbles it off the turf. And he's taken down after a couple-yard gain. But I remember you and I talking about it, and then Iowa said, hey, we got a 6'6" guy. We're going to do something crazy. We're going to throw him the football. And he's playing very well, to say the least. But Iowa, boy, they struggled against Michigan, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I don't think it's a case of Iowa being that bad or Michigan being that good, but Michigan played a much better game last week than Iowa did.
Second punt of the night here for Ben Marsh as two men drop back deep. Can't see. I didn't see the numbers, Mitchell.
I'm pretty sure one of them is the young freshman, Mr. Gebhardt. I can't see the gentleman on the far side. There comes a punt from Marsh. It's going to be fielded around the 21-yard line. Little juke at the 25 out to the 30-yard line. It's going to be the starting wide receiver, and that will be Andrew Leach with the fielding of the punt.
So good punt there by Mr. Ben Marsh. Comes in, he's averaging about 34 yards a boot.
A little bit chilly in the press box tonight, isn't it?
Well, a lot of windows open up.
Not my side. I've shut them down. Shut her down.
Well, it's kind of hard to film through the glass, my friend.
Ethan Grunkenmeyer and the Brave offense. Down a bunch, 35-7, 8-12 left in the third quarter. Hands off to Harrison up the middle. He gains about 4, maybe. Now they're just going to give him a 4-yard gain out to the 34.
I think he needs to touch the ball a little bit more, to be honest with you.
I don't disagree.
I think he brings some athleticism to that running back position. He's got decent size as well.
Only 44 carries coming into the ball game tonight. That's really obviously pretty low. He'll be hitting the backfield and taken down.
Look at those Williamson once again from that linebacker position. Called his name a few times, Mitch.
Indeed. Now the loss of a couple yards on the play.
Got to think of a different setup for these cameras. These stationary cameras are driving me nuts.
Grunkenmeyer looking at the sideline to get the play on this 3rd and 7 with 7:20 left in the third quarter. Coach saying tag it all over with the referees. I'm not sure what he's so animated about. Play clock down to 7. We'll hopefully get a playoff. They do. And Grunkenmeyer's going to run it himself. Kind of shoots through a gap and gets the first down across the 40 out near the 41-ish.
Design draw.
Yep, all the way.
He's athletic. I mean, he's done a good job tonight. I think, they just got down. They got down too far too early.
No question. Down 28 now, 6:50 left in the third quarter. What's amazing to me, Chris, is they just are, I understand the chances of coming back are not high. The probability is not high, but got to pick up the pace here and run the plays faster. Letting the play clock get down to 13 seconds.
We kind of ran into that in that game out at Westerville North when they played South.
Hand off to Harrison right side. Breaking tackles across the 45 out to the 49-yard line.
Young man's athletic. I love it when he touches the ball. He does a good job toting the rock.
Man, they've run to the line of scrimmage. They get everybody set, then they don't run the play. I mean, it's 33 seconds on the play clock now, and they're set. We're going to do a token clap, look to the sideline, and wait to get the play going. This takes too much time.
No, especially when you're down by 28 and you're over halfway through the third quarter, you would think the sense of urgency would be.
So we're set at 33. There's 20 seconds left and still haven't run the play. And still haven't run the play with 7 seconds left. Man in motion from the left slot. Grunkemeyer fakes the pitch. Has time, going to throw down the right hash into the near the end zone. Rather, I was going to be in the end zone, trying to get the ball to Wiley again. He coming up short on that pass.
Was it Blakely on coverage once again? Thought he should have had the pick. It went through his arms.
Bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and a couple.
Like the idea of trying to extend the field there, but they're playing 3 deep safeties. Mitch.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything other than that. See if they get the ball to Harrison on this 3rd and short. Olentangy trying to convert a first down here. Fakes a handoff to Harrison. Grunkemeyer keeps it, and he slides down.
Nice play.
At the 46-yard line with the first down.
I think they need to incorporate a little bit more of that. I mean, I know Coach has his offense, and that's what he likes to run, but I mean, he's got some athletes on that side of the ball that can run the ball and, kind of off sense. I mean, you look at the defense that Darby's been running all night, Mitch. They've got 4 down linemen and seven guys are 8 yards off the ball.
They do pick up the pace a little bit. Here's a handoff on a jet sweep around the right side. Andrew Leach with the carry. Goes out of bounds after a gain of about 6. So they can mark him out of bounds at the 41, so a gain of 5. They say didn't get out of bounds. The clock is still running.
Wow.
That was odd. A little shifting around here as they look to the sideline to get the play. Trips left, 1 wide right for Grunkemeyer. Harrison to his right. Has the snap, looking left, throws, completes it to Leach at the 40-yard line. Out of bounds around the 35. Should have enough for the first down. We'll check the spot.
Just a little screen with the 3 receivers out to that side, Mitch. Leach did a good job, and they a little short on the mark.
The PA announcer thought of it like me. Now they finally do signal first down.
Okay.
I thought it was. Thought he got a really poor spot there, honestly. Well, I'm not going to criticize the fishing. I'll tell you why. Because they can't get anybody to do the games.
No, it's tough. And
somebody jumped.
Number 11.
Yeah, offsides there. Offsides, not right. Illegal procedure. Tyler Bullock.
So 1st and 15 now. As they had a little bit of rhythm going, that takes them out of it. And maybe get back to the right camera here as they extended me out of the play. We've got to figure out. You got to come up with some more money for me so I can get some more toys here.
I'll check with the boss on that budgetary request. Clock stopped at 4:26. Grunkemeyer looked left. Now he's rolling right. Has time. Throws on the run and behind his receiver and falls incomplete on a 1st and 15. Trying to get it to Leach. You get a penalty on the play, Chris? No.
No.
Okay, I thought I saw the referee actually signaling or thinking he might signal for a penalty, but I was mistaken. Game has kind of slowed down a little bit, much to my chagrin. Driving home tonight.
Did you drive up just today?
No, I've been up all week.
Okay.
Well, actually, since Wednesday morning, but Thankfully, no Buckeye game this weekend after 5 in a row. Quick throw in the slot to Leach. He makes the catch inside the 30. Ball's out. And does Darby have it? They say they do. I'm looking for the final signal, and
they do.
They do indeed have it.
So another drive comes up a little bit short for the Braves. They had some stuff going, and nice job tackling the ball. They're able to knock it loose and get the turnover.
Did you see who knocked that out, Chris, or did not get a
No,
tackler?
I did not. It might have been Horvath, I thought. He was in the mix there.
So with 4:15 left in the third quarter, the Braves turn it over on a nice drive they had going on. It was really nice. That's the first slant round I believe they've thrown all night, Chris.
Yeah,
actually.
and I love the slant there. At least just unable to come down with the completion, and it's a shame. They had a nice drive going.
Keene with a handoff. I think that's Quimba. Breaking tackles at the 35, at the 40, and pulled down near the 45. Almost thought that could have been a horse collar tackle, Chris.
As long as it was Jersey, I don't think they'll call it.
Watkins still up 10-7 on Licking Heights. Grove City 21-8 over Pick North.
That's huge for if you're a Gahanna fan.
Let's see. Patriots 21-14 over Bradley. 17-14 Monarchs over Thomas Worthington. Still 14-3. Big Walnut over Westerville North. 1st and 10 here. Expect a big slowdown from the Panthers. Hand off to Quimba at the midfield stripe, out in the open field at the 45, weaving through traffic down to the 40. I thought he might have a little bit of room.
Breaking it, yeah.
I thought we should have cut left, but he's down on the field, obviously.
We know that's going to be a big game next week as Gahanna and Grove City hook up.
Trying to find an update on. I hate when that thing refreshes when you scroll down a bunch, you know?
Yeah, it's the way Score Stream is.
West Jeff 21-14 over Triad. Double Scioto 25-7 over the Pacers of Hayes.
Wow.
Scioto coming out of nowhere, starting to play well. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Little collision in the backfield with Keene and Woodruff.
Keene's coming off. He's hobbling. He twisted an ankle or a knee there.
14-3, by the way. It's Watterson still up on.
That is still a third quarter
They
score?
say at the half, Chris. Westerville South 14-6 over Canal at the half. See if Keene stays on the field.
Boy, he's hobbling bad. Working it out a little bit.
Clock running, 3 minutes left in the third quarter, 35-7. It's been all Panthers since the opening kick with a good return. Who was that gentleman with the good kick return there? Chris, here's a handoff to Quimba again. He gets about a yard. That is, I always think it's Parker Schwant, but it's not Parker Schwant.
It's Blakely.
Clay Blakely, thank you. 29. I get his number confused occasionally. I apologize to him, but he started things off with a good return into Braves territory. They take it right down for a touchdown, 3 and out. Get the ball back, touchdown, and 3 and out. And get the ball back, and they punted, and then were able to put in a 35 total points on the board in the first half. And the Braves only got the one score. 3rd and 9. Keene looks like a little mix-up. He's running to the right by himself, and he scampers out of bounds around the 41. And
I think there was miscommunication with Quimba and Woodruff there.
I do, yes. Somebody went the wrong way.
Yeah. And Keene was like, "Ooh, I better get out of bounds."
And he did.
So Marsh's third punt.
No update on your Gahanna and Lincoln score, by the way. Still 26-0 over the dreaded Warhawks of Westerville Central.
A game at Central. Like I said, I think that game against Grove City is a home game for Gahanna. I'm just not sure where they're playing it.
Ben Marsh has a really nice snap. He boots it down the near sideline. Hits at the 10, goes inside the 10, and will be down near the 1-yard line if they give it to him. They do indeed.
Wow.
Nice inside
job.
the 1.
I'll tell you what, special team tonight for Hilliard Darby's been pretty played.
Yeah, they've won.
Well played, excuse me, yes.
There's 3 portions of a football game, offense, defense, and special teams, and they've dominated special teams tonight. Little Doobie Brothers going on tonight.
You're just chilling off just a little bit up in the
Yeah,
press
it
box.
is. Yeah, so I got 3 shirts on tonight, and so, but I don't have a banky, Chris. No banky.
I'm shocked, to be honest with you.
Well, I didn't think it'd be this chilly in the press box, honestly.
Well, it probably wouldn't be bad if the doors weren't open and we didn't have all the windows open.
I've got most of them closed, honestly. Grunkenmeyer, 1st and 10 from a very oh, they actually marked it down, Chris, at the 4. Throws far side to Wiley. Long throw, good catch. First down across the 15.
First touched, I guess, before they.
Clock stops at 1:53. That's surprising. Scioto 25-7. Who'd have thunk that over Hayes? They're in Region 7, right, Chris?
Both of them are, yeah.
Scioto.
They'll get some good points out of that. They hold on as well.
Yeah, actually, Delaware Hayes is a D1 school, Chris, so they're going to pick up some big points if they can hold on to that
So
score.
Delaware's in Region 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So now they got a big game next week. Scioto does their home against Big Walnut. Would expect them to struggle with that. That Westerville North game could very well for them be a playoff spot type of game.
Well, who else is in? Who's behind them in
Behind them, Walnut Ridge, Weststone, Mount Vernon, Franklin
so
Heights, Harding.
They're in, regardless of what they do.
Well, they're at 21st right now, so they got some teams in front of them. They need. They got St. Charles, Northland, Briggs,
Logan as well, right?
Right. Kilbourne needs to,
Kilbourne pick up a couple wins.
Yep. Hand off right side to Harrison. He's not going to go anywhere at all. Sorry I missed that first down play there, folks. When you got a game that's a blowout, it's tough to stay focused. We go from a super exciting game last week to a good dominating performance from Darby tonight, frankly. They've been the better team without question. Under a minute remaining in the third. 35-7 is your score, CBUS Sports Radio Network. Next Friday night, we'll be at Kilbourne, Westerville North hosting Kilbourne.
So Kilbourne's got
Kilbourne hosting Westerville North. Apologies.
Kilbourne has to finish up at Westerville South at the end of the season. So
that's not a good matchup. 3rd and 12. Grunkenmeyer rolling left. He's going to throw it deep down the near sideline for Leach, and I think it came up with that grab,
sure
Chris.
Did. Nice play there by Leach.
At the midfield stripe, made a leaping grab in between 2 defenders, and he did not leak the grab. He grabbed that puppy and pulled her in. Good job.
Nice throw there by Grunkenmeyer as well. Trying to get another playoff here before the end of the quarter.
Chris, you're right. They have some athletes on this team. Again, I don't understand why they're going so slow. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Grunkenmeyer settles back in the gun finally. Has a snap, pressure coming. Completes in the left flat and spun out of bounds. They're actually going to keep the clock running. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Making that reception on the play was Cam Meyer, a senior wide receiver. We played 3 quarters of football here at Hilliard Darby High School Stadium, Panther Stadium, actually. Your score is 35-7. Panthers lead on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
48 degrees, Chris, out at the airport on a coolish Friday evening as we...
I'm sure the real feel was much less than that.
Actually, the winds have calmed down quite a bit. Old Glory in the north end zone is laying limp now as the night has moved on. When I came in and left the central part of the city, kind of blustery, but things have calmed down. Actually, it's supposed to be a nice weekend. I was thinking tomorrow night, if it's this cool, may have to crank up a little fire in the old fireplace. Blow the.
It's going to be chilly up in East Lansing.
Oh yeah. That's okay. That's what you get this time of year in the Midwest.
Looks like there's maybe some twos out there on the field for
both teams. There's a completion for a first down at the 35-yard line. That is the freshman once against Gephardt, Caden Gephardt, 6'1", 164. Kid's got a future, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
People empty. I don't anticipate a problem getting out of the parking lot tonight, Chris. Grunkenmeyer under some pressure completes it to Wiley at the 25-yard line. Well, a nice in route, slant route, call it what you want, post.
He's got some nice skill as well. He runs some good routes. You know he can catch. I think that's his 7th catch of the night.
Grunkenmeyer looking to the sideline for the play.
I mean, when you're down this far,
I'm not going to say anything more.
It's just you
it's the little things.
Yes, you just think, well, you have a player running on late that didn't have enough men on the field.
Right, Leach coming out finally late. Get to play with 30 seconds. You're at 10 and still haven't run it yet. High snap. Throw left side. Catch is made at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, inside the 5, down to the 2. That is actually Leach. That was a different running back. That was 27, I believe. Cole Kirshner came in at running back. Apologize for that. We've got an injured Panther. Is that number 4, Chris?
Yeah.
That would be Kyle Brinkman.
He's hobbling off now. Hopefully he's okay.
My Lions are out of it, Chris. 24-6, they're down. First and goal, we'll have it at the 3-yard line. Grunkenmeyer out of the gun. Actually, that's a direct Wildcat snap to a backup and taking it near the goal line and in the end zone for the touchdown. That is going to be Evan Reinlob. I'm sorry, check that. It's Jamin Rossler, a senior 6'4", 206, number 2, who made that 4-yard run and pending the PAT at the 10:55 mark. On to attempt the PAT tonight will be Matthew Tobias, 4-yard TD run by number 2, Chris, by the way. Snaps a little low, but the hold's down, the kick is up. And it is good. 10:55 remaining in the 4th quarter. 35-14, Braves down by 21 on the CBUS Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week.
You're listening to CBUS Sports Radio. Central Ohio's internet home for high school sports.
35-14, 10:55 remaining in the ball game. A couple quick college scores of note. Nebraska floundering to the dreaded Rutgers Scarlet Knights, 13-0. That's in the 2nd quarter. Memphis 14, Houston 7.
Sorry, Mitch, who had that touchdown?
One moment. Tobias boots the ball over the head of the deep man who did not go back and grab it, and that was you're lucky that bounced in the end zone.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, that's a possible touchdown. Jamison Rossler, R-O-S-S-L-E-R.
He was a transfer from another school, I believe, earlier from last year. New Albany.
10:55 left. Still a 21-point lead for the home team. Ben Marsh going to head back out and take some snaps. Molnar to the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 20. Panther offense is stalled here in the second half, but it's hard to keep that mojo up when you're up 35-7 at the half. Sage Keene, sophomore quarterback, appears to be okay now after
that's good here.
Hobbled a little bit there. And off the Quimba on the counter, the right side. He's taken down after just a couple yard gain. I don't know if you noticed, Chris, but they've actually changed where Grover's playing defensively. They take him from defensive tackle and put him on the end. So some adjustments made at the half. 2nd and 7 after 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8, I apologize. Kind of a longish 7 if you would like to look at it that way. See if Ben Marsh gets a tote here. Actually, keeping it is Keene. He has a lot of room across the 30, across the 35 out near the 37-yard line. Clock will run after the chains are set.
I think we've got an injured Darby player down. I believe it's number 9.
And if that is number 9, that'll be
Coleman.
Carter Moore if it's
Carter
9.
Moore, yes, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, I forgot we had replay.
We have replay actually? Oh.
I couldn't see what happened.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter.
I just thought that's something new for me to play with.
We need less for you to play with, unless we had another person in the press box. But all of our young Padawans are. Is that Quimba?
It is.
That's Javi Quimba. Yes, it is. It is.
So at least he's
5.
walking on his own. So maybe he just had a little kink or something in there.
Padres up on the Mets 3-0. I'd love to see New York go down. By the way, when you mention it, the Reds keep their manager but fire all his coaches. That's an emasculation. I don't know if I'd want to manage that franchise at the moment. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Big cushion on the left side for the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Hand off to a substitute, number 25. We'll get his name for you after he carries across the 40 out to about the 42-ish. And that is going to be, is that Caleb Dotson?
That's what he said, yes.
Okay.
PA announcer.
6 foot 180. Caleb's a junior. Clock on the move.
So my mom is saying, if you had some binoculars, you might be able to see. Or either that or she's saying our camera's too far away. It could be that as well.
How old is your mom?
Say what?
How old's your mommy?
82.
Oh, she's not even close. Mom's about to turn 98. Keene pitches it to Woodruff near side, the 40, and taken down hard about the 44-yard line. We'll see where they spot him.
Yep. Birthday next week, actually, for my mother. She'll be 82 next week. And that's why she probably doesn't want me to say that on the air, but
98 mom will be 9-8 in December. Remarkable.
King's still hobbling a bit.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I know you probably don't need to keep him in the game. 3rd and 4 here, you want to convert if you're a Panther fan. Keep that clock on the move. All kinds of motion now. Marsh a setback. Hand off to Marsh, and
he got it.
He's strong enough to get close to it. He's darn close to it. I'm not sure he.
This might be a measurement here.
They don't measure. They give him their. I don't know how you can say he got that first down. Can you conclusively say he picked it up? I can't say that. I'm sorry. I can't say that he conclusively picked that up. Not saying he didn't, but I would have measured it.
So the chains move at the 7:48 mark. Clock as well. We'll wrap this one up fairly quickly on the Elshire Painting Plus post-game show here from Panther Stadium.
7:36 left in said ball game. Here's a pitch right side to the man in motion. That's Dotson crossing the midfield.
Someone called a timeout. I believe it was. So Darby did call
the timeout. Yeah. So I'll make it 1st and 10 whenever the. I saw that. You don't like OBJ? What's the matter with you?
I think he's overrated.
You think he's overrated, huh?
I do personally.
Tell me how you really feel, would you? Hey, want me to tell you how bad my Lions are doing tonight?
You're welcome, Mom. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to spill the beans on your age on the air.
My Lions are down 27-6. They're going down for their 2nd loss. Your Lions are still, and I'm sure it's not a halftime score. Let's check some scores here, Chris. If a play runs, go ahead and take it.
We'll take that here as Darby comes out.
14-6, 4th quarter. Waterson's up.
Okay.
14-6.
Still within shot of the DeSale Stallions.
Berlin only down 10, by the way, 17-7 to the Celtics.
Tight end motion, moves over to the left side. That's Nick Brown. Hand off to Marsh up the middle, finds some space. Gets about a 8 or 9 yard gain. I think it was Preston Flynn on the stop as he.
Watkins Memorial 17, Licking Heights 14 fourth
That's
quarter.
a good game out there.
Big Walnut 17-11 only over Westerville North, so the Warriors hanging in there.
Yeah, they are.
21-17, Thomas Worthington comes all the way back on Marysville.
I'll tell you what, they've got a good quarterback, the young wide receiver. I can't think of his name. The young freshman that played basketball, Joey.
I know the big it's Zaleski?
Yeah, Zaleski having a fantastic year from the receiver position.
Quimba on a carry. He's stuffed for no gain on the play. So just some of the scores around the area. But, boy, Waterson went through. That would be a huge win for them, Chris. Are you kidding me?
Porter with the stop there for.
When you get D2 points, Chris, Waterson maxes out at 29.735.
Yeah.
With a win tonight, you think they're going to be in a position where they could really lock down that third seed.
Third, fourth spot for sure, depending on what happens in the. Still got to play Hartley yet. You never know what can happen there.
In the CCL game.
Yes.
Third and 3 here?
3rd and 3. 6:08 left here in the fourth quarter as the clock continues to run.
Ben Marsh is going to take someone along for a ride off the left side and pick up that first down exactly halfway through quarter number 4 on the CBUS Sports Radio Network. And basketball-wise, what are we going to concentrate on basketball-wise this year, Christopher?
We've got another injured player here. Is that Quimby again?
Yeah.
It is. Quimby again.
Looks like a little bit of an ankle there, Chris. Maybe that left ankle?
Reaching out to some schools here in the near future. We'll be focusing on the CCL, some OCC competition.
Good relationship with DeSales and Waterson, so that explains that.
We'll do some stuff here. Hopefully we'll reach out. We'll get maybe a couple Darby games in as well, as Chris will let us come out in Westerville South. Looks like Ben Marsh will
stay in the game. Keene looks like he's okay after his little.
He'll definitely be icing that up tonight, that's for sure. But yeah, we've several, some of the same schools we've always kind of focused on here. We'll get Gahanna Link in a couple games.
Chris's alma mater. And now we've got a whistle and a whistle.
Plymouth's got to come out of the game, I think.
Yeah, he can't come off the sidelines and come back out on the field.
Right.
That is absolutely the case, and he tried to
pull. I'm okay.
Dotson's going to have to come back in for a play, correct?
I've got, have I sent that to you and Ben yet?
What's that, Bob?
The perspective basketball broadcast?
No, sir, you have not.
I thought I did, and I'm still getting a feel for what my environment's going to be looking like. Could be you and Ben doing games during the week and me on the weekend.
So that's actually a 5-yard penalty on the illegal substitution. Yeah. Can't go off the come back on, apparently. That's frowned upon.
I've got Kilbourne on site as well. See if we get a couple games over at Kilbourne, and trying to keep it in the same geographic area that we have been.
We like to keep it inside the outer bit. Really just easiest for us, frankly. Dotson with the carry.
Good run.
Gets down to the 40. Picks up the penalty yardage +1. Gain of 6 on the play.
I tell you what, with the right team, the right matchup in the playoffs, Darby can give you a lot of trouble.
Well, you have to. You got to know what you're dealing with when you play a team like this, because their modus operandi is to run the ball, and they're not changing regardless of what you do.
I'll tell you what, and Sage Keene has shown that he can throw the ball. They just choose not to do it very much.
Yeah, I mean, right now we mentioned it'd be Arlington and Darby an 8-9 match. That'd be actually kind of an intriguing ball game. That'd be at Arlington, a game
at the Marv
Moorhead Memorial Stadium, a game we would not do just because there's a pitch to Dotson right side because they've got their own radio station.
Yeah.
He's pulled down after a 5-yard gain around the 36. But, yeah, I mean, Gahanna with the win tonight is going to be well on their way to
Locking up
number one seed there in Region 3. Their game, they got to beat Grove City next week at home, whatever home B's it happens to be. And then that's not going to be easy. I mean, Pick North, you have to talk about a team that's been tough to figure out.
At home, they're going to have that would make their season, right? To beat Gahanna and Peck Central in the same season?
Yeah, they're at Westerville Central tonight. They were getting clubbed. They weren't getting clubbed. They were losing. But I don't know. It's hard to say what, we can get out of Pick North. 3rd and 4 here. And off to Ben Marsh. He's going to be taken down short of the yard line to gain. So Pick North is actually with Grove City tonight. I apologize. And they've got at New Albany next week. That'll be a tough game for them. And then finish up the season at home against Gahanna, the Golden Lions.
I mean, you look, if Gahanna, ifs and buts, I guess.
Candies were nuts, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they could have knocked off Centerby, they'd be the number 4 team in the state right now.
I would think that would be easy to say, yeah. Clearly the number 1 team in Central Ohio by
I think
far.
they are anyway. I mean, the sports writers believe that as well. The AP poll voters,
4th and 2. Darby trying to pick up a first down. They'll just keep milking the clock. Dotson in motion. Hands off to Marsh.
Got it.
He has a first down inside the 3rd down there, 28.
Number 50.
Molnar going to come in. I saw that. 54 is.
Yeah, he's up. He's okay.
Is he?
Was holding his ankle, but he got up and was able to get back to his position.
Again, next Friday night we'll be at Kilbourne as they will host Westerville North. Same typical times. Pregame about 6:40. Only bad thing about Kilbourne, Chris, is
getting out of there, and it might not be that much of an issue.
You never know.
Boy, they've had some big wins. How did they beat Watkins Memorial?
I have no clue. I mean, that's why the Mitch axiom of never comparing scores. Molnar up the middle. Breaks out a pack inside the 15 down to about the 13 before he's thrown down. Gains about 15 yards on the play.
Saved a touchdown there. Number 4 on the stop for the Braves. Stephon Summers outside one of the corners.
Wouldn't expect, Chris, either team to start burning timeouts in a 35-14 game, although, Braves are going to, I'm sorry, not the Braves, but the Panthers are just going to let the clock wane away unless
Do they try to punch it in, or they just take a knee here?
I think they'll just run their offense. I don't think they'll do anything special. Give it to Molnar, see if he can get a TD. He gets the carry, breaks right out of the pack and into the end zone for the touchdown with 2 minutes remaining. Just the proverbial Red Sea parted, Chris, and Molnar just scampered in the end zone untouched for 6.
13-yard touchdown run.
My Lions actually got a touchdown, Chris, but they're still in a deep hole in the 4th quarter, 27-13. On to attempt the extra point is the aforementioned Mr. Crockett.
He's had a busy night, hasn't he?
Yes, sir. This would be number 6. And he knocks it through with exactly 2 minutes left in the ball game.
Let's just keep it here, Mitchell.
You will indeed do. You want to run over the scoring real quick? Can you do that? You want to give it a shot?
If I can here, if I can see in the press box, kind of dark. First quarter, 1-yard touchdown run at the 6:05 mark for Ben Marsh. Makes it 6-0. Crockett's extra point, 7-0. Darby on top. Marsh once again a 7-yard touchdown run at the 10:48 mark. And Crockett's PAT 14-0. Marsh once again a 1-yard touchdown run. 4 minutes later, 20-0. Crockett's PAT makes it 21-0. Darby on top of Olentangy. 8-yard touchdown pass to Wiley from Grunkemeyer at the 3:13 mark. 21-7 after Tobias PAT. Quimba with a 46-yard run with the 2:55 mark. Crockett's PAT 28-7. Then a 4-yard Quimba touchdown run at the 19-second mark makes it 35-7 going into the half. Rossler with a 2-yard run here in the 4th quarter at the 10:55 mark gets it to 35-14. Then Molnar with the 13-yard touchdown run gets it 42-14.
Carter Moore with a pooch kick that'll be fielded by, I think it's Gephardt again, Chris?
Yes, number 34.
He makes a diving, sliding catch around the 25 with $1:59 left in the ball game. See if we've got any finals from around the area tonight here, Chris.
Sometimes this late in the season when teams are way up, they kind of stop scoring it.
Worthington Christian 42-0 over Bern Union.
Wow.
Smashing the Rockets.
I don't know if that's right.
I just read what it says, Chris. New Albany 49-14 winners over New Westland. Gahanna 33-6 over your Westerville Central Warhawks. Grunkenmeyer pass complete at the 30. There's Gephardt, the freshman again, loses the ball. Comes out, or they can say he was down. They'll say he's down. The Red Raiders of London 34-0 over Kenton Ridge. Heath 54, Northridge 0. Loudonville 42-6 over Cardington. The Blue Aces rebound with a 37-7 win. Harvest Prep 44-12 over Whitehall. That was at the half. Columbus Academy 42-0 over the Bobcats. Is that right, of Grandview?
Could be. They're down. Oh, hit Wiley right in the chest and unable to hold on to a nice-looking pass from Grunkenmeyer. And one of the few drops you'll see Wiley make.
See, Pick Central 21-14 over the Cruisers. This is an interesting score, Chris. Westerville South 28-20 over the...
I thought that would be a close game. Indians of Canal Winchester.
Canal, thank you. Yeah, so still showing 21-17 Marysville over... Thomas Worthington over Marysville. The 3rd and 1. And off the big man, Harrison has a first down across the 40, spun forward to the 42-43 yard line. Minute 19 left in this game, which is long been since decided. Hartley 21-14 over St. Charles, but I think this Hartley's got to be down this year.
That's their third win, right?
If they hold on, yes. Here's a nice throw to Wiley on the right sideline. He steps out of bounds. 1:05 left in the game. We're going to wrap this one up in a El Quico here tonight. Got to get moving a bit, get warmed up, and then pick up a little go-go juice and head on home.
Be careful driving.
Of course. Completion left side to Leach. To 35. The 30-yard line. Down the sideline at the 20. Chris, he may go at the 10, at the 5, and he scampers into the end zone for 6.
Wow.
How about that about a 44-yard touchdown pass. That was 46, Chris. 46-yard TD pass from Grunkenmeyer to Leach. And we'll see Tobias again for the PAT. Where was this offense at earlier, Chris? I know that Darby doesn't have a starters out there, but goodness gracious.
Well, they do. It does show that they have the capability
Indeed.
to I think sometimes, it's...
PAT from Tobias is good. So Chris's Lions moved to, 6-1, Chris?
7-1.
Yep, 33-6 final. My Lions still down 2 scores, 27-13.
That could really put them into, a bind if they struggle against Clinton Massey next week, Mitch.
I think they're a good playoff spot.
Oh, yeah, but it'll be definitely on the road.
You got to beat the big boys, and they haven't done that yet. They haven't beat the better teams, and that's just as simple as that.
Once again, we appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't had the opportunity, check out our YouTube page. The stream will be on there. I'll correct it. It is not Watterson at Granville. New encoder here. I thought I had it figured out and ready to go.
Apparently you did.
Nah.
Lions have Clinton Massey next week at home, then finish up at a 1-6 Goshen.
So even if they're not going to pick up very many points from Goshen.
You're probably going to be, with the loss tonight, you're going to be a middle of the pack seed, that 8-9 area, probably 10. And but if you beat Massey, that will help. Certainly.
You just got to hope you get a bunch of secondary points.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks. So Tobias will tee it up here. We got 54.4 left.
Onside kick, you would think. Maybe you're right. Give it a chance.
You never know.
Still down 14.
Or
21, rather. There it is, the onside kick. Hasn't gone 10 yards yet, so Olentangy, you can't touch it. You can't touch it, young man. You can down it. As I guess down, it's illegal touching, though, right?
Not if it goes 10 yards.
No, I don't think
it's going to be like a down ball.
Okay, so that'll be the... I got 54 seconds left. I think we'll just take a knee here.
You know what? Olentangy's got some talent on the field. It's just putting it all together and.
Well, heard him to come out and do 3 3-and-outs.
Yes, to start the game. That really, and Darby scores on the first 3 possessions, right? 3 out of 4.
3 out of the 4. They had the 1 punt there. But yeah, you can't do that. You get in the hole and you're just not coming out. And looks like Keene will go ahead and take a knee here. I'll need to do it twice.
Victory.
Ben Marsh back deep, and there's 1 knee. Panthers are going to go to 4-4, right, Chris?
4-4, that is correct.
3-5 for the Braves.
Let's see if they stay in that 9 spot. Be interesting to see if they pick up. It looks like Davidson lost to Dublin Kaufman, so
28-14 was the last score I had on that one. And that was Kaufman up. There's your final snap of the night, but that's going to be 3-5 for the Braves as they fall again. Panthers, let's see where they're going to finish their season up at here, Chris, while we have just a second as the clock winds down.
We're just going to stay
Wrap
here
it right
tonight.
Here.
Yeah.
So the Panthers are going to finish up next week at home against Thomas Worthington. That at the Celtics. That'll be a tough road for them up at the Celtics. The Braves are going to be at Jerome next week and then finish up, hosting Jerome next week. And at Marysville, they're going to have a tough time picking up a couple wins there. So,
but you know what? If they can grab one, that's really going to put them in a pretty good position. It might even get them to a position where they could maybe host.
You never know. Some fireworks go off in the north end zone, and we're going to go ahead and wrap that one up tonight. Once again, your final score, 42-21. The Panthers win. We want to thank the athletic department here at Olentangy. I was going to say Olentangy, but Hilliard.
Thanks, Chris, again for allowing us to come out. The press box crew, as always, are very hospitable in allowing us. And thank both the coaching staffs for getting us prepared this week. We do appreciate that. That is big news or big help for us getting ready for all of these broadcasts. Mitch and I will be at Kilbourne next Friday night as the Wolves welcome in the Warriors of Westerville North, 6:40 on the pregame 7 o'clock kick time. C-Bus Sports Radio.
I'm Chris Cook.
You wish you were.
No, I do not. For Chris Cook, I'm Mitch Vegas. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back with you next Friday night right here on the C-Bus Sports Radio Network.
Go Bucks.
You're listening to the C-Bus Sports Radio High School Football Game of the Week.